so hot. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Mazu. It is the Mazu Constellation, Heroes of Awesome Constellation, Star Trek Adventures. We're back. Thanks for joining us once again on this Tuesday evening. A couple of things to point out first. Go USA Women's National Team.
Yeah. Actually, it should be.
Yeah, a little.
And.
Oh, yeah. Like, come on. Is that not iconic right there? Yeah. Megan Rapinoe, you're awesome. I really, really, really want to get a jersey that's got like either Morgan or Heath.
I kind of figured.
But they're like $120 a pop. I'm like, ooh.
Equal pay, Mark.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I can't afford it. I got a baby upstairs. It's like,
Put the baby in the jersey.
Women's World Cup.
yes.
Write it off as a tax break.
That's exactly it. Yes.
Hashtag branding
Why
opportunity.
couldn't you just put the
Totally
baby
right.
in the
Just
jersey?
love it.
Is that like Women's World Cup time or something?
Yes.
I am really out of the loop.
I'm sorry. I had to give you that look.
It's a
I
just
know.
had to give you that
Well,
look.
see, here's the thing.
Football.
There is exactly one sport in the universe that I actually follow at all,
Yeah, and that is.
and it's soccer.
I
I am so out of the loop.
Holy crap.
I
This
didn't
is like.
know that the Women's World Cup was happening.
Wow.
I've been living in
a weird bubble.
warehouse.
Oh my God, that's
I
crazy.
did get to catch a little
Sea
bit
creatures.
of the France-U.S. match when I was in St.
Highly
Bart's,
low.
which is a French colony, and there was some colorful language, only
I'm
a little
sure.
of what I understood, and we just kind of hung out in the back like the Americans we were, and we're like, all right, we're gonna win this. We're just gonna
We're gonna leave right now. Yeah.
out. Yeah.
It was a good match. There were some controversial calls, but I love it, and I love freaking
Controversial
soccer.
calls and a
So,
Never.
yeah, but USA pulled it out 2-1 against England. They're going to play whoever wins between the Netherlands and who are they playing? Denmark? Wait, no, Netherlands and Sweden. Netherlands and
I've been living in a theater all week.
That's true. You have been living in a theater all week.
One of the kids I was teaching last week was a huge fan of Barcelona, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw their stadium," but he just absolutely would not let me refer to the sport as football. And I was like, "But that's what it's called,
Well, it's called football, not here.
especially there."
Yeah.
He was like, "No, it's soccer," and I'm like, "That's incorrect."
All right.
Sorry, child.
That's just American
child.
imperialism at work.
It's true. It's true. Let's jump into stuff because we have stuff to jump into.
What? Do we?
Yeah, we've got things happening. I don't know, but
Did
there
anything
are
happen
things
last week?
Not really. I don't think anything really happened, but maybe we'll see if something happens this week. Let's see.
All a dream.
Before we get in that, a couple of things. Make sure you take a second and just share this with all your friends and tell them to come over and do this stuff. Follow on YouTube if you're watching the archive. Follow on Twitch if you're watching live. If you really like it, sub on Twitch. Hey, you're here. You just
Nice.
why not? You can sub on the thing. You can look down there for all the links in the doobly-doos for Patreons and everything like that if you want to support us. Yeah, do all that stuff because that's important. The main thing, though, is that you're here and having fun and chatting. So go ahead and chat and stuff. Hello, Red. Hello, Lilo. And everybody like that. Thanks for stopping in and doing all the things. Let's see. I think that's all we've got. You guys have your stuff you want to pimp out real quick?
I want to thank anyone who from last week either came and saw or joined us on the Hideout Theater's Twitch stream for the 48-hour marathon. We raised a lot of good money for their youth and outreach programs. The GoFundMe is still going, so GoFundMe.com and look up Hideout Theater and everything should come up. Or message me on the gram and I'll give you some links.
The gram. Do it on the gram.
Do it on the gram.
It's Instagram.
Yeah. In case we weren't clear. Instagram.
She doesn't speak like the youths do.
The
Neither
youths.
does he.
That's also true.
To be clear. Anybody else got something going on? You're obviously still streaming with Jen.
Yep. Wow. Yes, tomorrow night at 8:30 Central Standard Time, we'll be streaming a game of the viewer's choice that Jen Brown will attempt to play on twitch.tv/Jen Brown Plays. No stream this Sunday because, I would say it's RTX, but we're actually going to be going to San Antonio for family time on Sunday. But Jen will be at RTX this weekend right here in Austin, Texas, downtown. Tickets still available because it's a con, and I don't think you can run out of tickets and badges and such.
They'll always sell you tickets.
But yeah, if you're interested in my wife, you know that's bad. But if you're interested in her work and you want to meet her, that's a way to do it. Or if you're interested in animation or comedy or just fun nerd stuff in general, RTX is a good place to go. Tons of people are going to be there. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be crazy. Anybody else got anything going on? No, we're all good. All right, let's do the thing. We had a lot happen last week, but just because, why don't we take a listen to acting Captain Archer's recollection? Captain Brian Archer, personal log. Well, acting Captain Brian Archer. I've only been at the Mazu for a day and can already see why Admiral Davis asked me to help out while Captain Al recovers. Going over the ship's logs and official reports from the past few weeks, well, if I'm being completely honest, they've gotten lucky. But I can't help but admire their persistence. There's an idealism behind their actions that shows a deep grasp of the Federation's potential. Throwing their ship in front of weapons fire to protect political refugees, if that's not at the core of what Starfleet should be, then I don't know what is. And I'll be happy to have that discussion with anyone at Starfleet Command. I've gone over the logs related to the Mazu's rescue of Captain Ral. Commander Newman took decisive command and I'm sure was simply following up a lead on the missing Dr. Prescott when they stumbled upon Captain Ral and her captors. I'm sure that's the case, and I'll be happy to have that discussion with anyone at Sector Command as well. Commander Morganth, Chief Cade, and Crewman Mendron all showed extraordinary bravery during the conflict. They beamed over to a hostile ship and engaged the enemy in a firefight, all while being attacked by the Mazu. It's not an exaggeration to say that without their actions, Captain Ral would not be with us today. I'll be recommending them all for special commendation for their actions. The crew is, for the most part, skilled and ready to work. For the most part. They mainly lack experience, or practice, probably both. The problem is, for some reason, this inexperienced crew has been placed on a mission that's already caused a major diplomatic drama and more armed conflict than most starships see in a year. That lack of experience will get them killed if they're not careful. To counter that, I've scheduled several training exercises, the first against the USS Atalanta, and they held their own against that galaxy behemoth. I have a feeling Ramirez could spin the Mazu on a dime if I asked him to. Commander Aslar also shows an amazing intensity in engineering that just might save them someday. There were some persistent weapon malfunctions that crippled the Mazu's effectiveness. To help give the ship some more punch, I'm ordering the runabout Ochoa to be refitted with an aft attack module. In a pinch, they should be able to utilize the Ochoa in a more aggressive manner. The crew as a whole performed very well, and with some more training, should be able to hold their own. The only exception being the aforementioned Chief Cade, commendation notwithstanding. I should say former Chief Cade, since he has decided to resign from Starfleet. I can't actually say that's a bad decision. While his record shows glimmers of being a great doctor, it's also littered with red flags that were completely verified in my brief interactions with him. Cade refused to take part in the training exercises so he could, in his mind, assist with Captain Ral's surgery. I'm not sure why he thinks he could have done any better than the physicians from the Symbiosis Commission, or that they would have allowed someone with no experience with trill physiology to assist. Beyond repeatedly questioning my orders, he questioned my authority. I've never been in a ready room where a member of the senior staff openly questioned the captain's authority. I've never heard of any captain on any starship experiencing that, and yes, I will be adding a formal reprimand to his file for full documentation. This could be related to his extreme loyalty to Captain Ral, which is in itself dangerous. Cade is ruled by his emotions. His entire record shows that, from quitting his training on Bajor, to joining Starfleet, to even his actions so far on the Mazu. Reading his logs and his personnel file, he seems to be consumed with the self-loathing and self-pity that drives rash and reckless decisions. He's taken it upon himself to save everyone, and when he can't, he uses it as more fuel to justify his actions under the guise of saving lives. The reality is that he's putting his life in danger, and I'm not clear if it's intentional or not. I believe that everyone deserves a second chance, and Cade is no different. He simply needs to learn to control these forces driving him. Having said that, a man like Cade has no place being in a command position right now. He is dangerous. He will get himself killed at this rate, and he may take his entire crew with him. And I've just received word that Captain Ral is waking up. I should go and debrief her on, well, everything. Archer out.
Strong. Aqualine.
Oh boy.
Captain Archer is on board the Mazu, and the Mazu has just reached back at Starbase 12. He leaves the ready room and he sees the command staff on the bridge. Commander Newman, I'm going to leave you in charge. I've got to head down to the bridge. Word is that Captain Ral is regaining consciousness, and I'd like to check in on things. I'll update you as soon as I know more.
Aye, aye.
And bridge is yours. He takes off and then leaves you all there. Anything anybody wants to talk about? No? After all this.
I hit send on a message I've been quietly typing up to Cade on the starbase,
Uh-huh.
assuming he's still there.
Well, I think we acquitted ourselves well in the simulation. It certainly makes me feel a bit more ready.
It's good to know where we need work.
Yes, and also the limitations of the ship.
Yes. I've put a lot of work into her over the years, but with the goals of outfitting a patrol ship for patrol and not for any of what we've been doing, there are whole systems that have basically been neglected because, I mean, we're patrolling a neutral zone. I can't upgrade the weapons on a ship patrolling trade routes on the neutral zone.
Understandable. If it wasn't a simulation, I may have warped out much earlier. But I wanted to press us as much as possible when we were in no danger.
I definitely felt like it was a good exercise and appreciated getting to test that level of it. So.
Any feedback?
It was certainly humbling.
Yes.
Well, that's fair. Assessing the situation we're in earlier would afford us to use that humility to escape. I'm not above it, and hopefully won't find ourselves in a situation where we're duking it out one-on-one or multiple ships on us, where the only choice is to fight until we're dead. It could happen, but it's not likely.
Some skeptical looks. It's like, right.
This ship has been outfitted and designed to run.
We should keep that in mind.
Yes, we should.
All right. The unsaid things about Cade clearly permeating the bridge, but let's go back to Starbase 12. See what happens on 12. Outside the sickbay, Archer is approaching the sickbay, and Cade's sitting outside. You think as he approaches?
Captain,
Mr. Cade?
just waiting for word.
Understood. He goes in sickbay. In sickbay, Ral, you have regained consciousness. The question of what you feel right now, you don't feel Ral. None of the history, none of the thoughts, none of the memories. You don't feel Ral. And you do feel not great on top of that, but probably the most overriding thing for you is that you don't feel Ral. But a captain who you have never met comes up to you, introduces himself. Captain Ral, Captain Archer. I apologize for the quick introductions, but I have been placed in temporary command of the Mazu until you recovered, and I just wanted to come and check on you and see how you were doing, let the crew know and give them an update.
I'm afraid I don't have anything terribly uplifting to share. I'm conscious. I can't say I'm back to 100%, but it's good to know that the Mazu is in good hands. How are they doing?
They're doing well. We ran some simulations for ship-to-ship combat, and they performed well. There are definitely things that they need to improve upon, but it's clear that the team is inexperienced, out of practice. Even some of the veteran staff seems a little out of practice. It's nothing that a little work can't fix. Honestly, for what I originally thought was a ragtag crew, you've got a pretty strong team up there. Well done.
I wish I could take the credit for it, but the crew was assembled by the higher-ups before I was placed on board,
So
actually.
you didn't choose your senior staff?
I did not, but at this point I couldn't imagine choosing anybody else at this point either.
I see.
How did you find the time to do a simulation with everything that's been going on?
Well, you've been unconscious for well over a day.
Of course. My own situation notwithstanding, there's an urgent mission to uncover the source of the space quake, and don't get me wrong, I'm thankful. That's exactly what a captain should be doing, is continuing to strengthen the crew, not just from a morale perspective, but from a skills and technical perspective. That was exactly the right call. Did you have any pushback from the Admiralty?
The Admiralty is aware that saving the life of a Starfleet captain is a valuable thing. And there will be no pushback on anything that has happened with the Mazu.
That's a relief.
Yes. My role here is essentially to help get the crew and the ship where they need to be, because whatever is going on, and I don't know what's going on with this ship. I've read the logs, I've read the reports. I don't know what's going on with this ship, but it seems very clear that this will probably not be the last conflict that you're involved in. And my job, according to Admiral Davis, is to make sure you all survive.
Davis, I should have felt his hand in the guidance of all of these things, of course. Well, thank you. I'm grateful for your assistance and for his guidance.
It's my pleasure. You've clearly had quite an impact on the senior staff already in the just few weeks that you've been with them, and that is the mark of a strong captain. So it is my pleasure, and I appreciate your understanding in this temporary command situation. Once you're ready to go, the ship will obviously be yours.
Thank you.
Your mission is still your mission, but we've heard nothing. I've heard nothing. And as far as I know, the senior staff has no further information. I have been a little focused on getting the ship ready. Just so you know, I have ordered your runabout to be retrofitted with a weapons array. You did have some issues. The Mazu's an old bird.
That she is.
I think that having that runabout with little extra array, in a tight situation, maybe you'll have an extra ship at your hand. Maybe you'll have an extra weapon you can use. And maybe that will be something that can tilt things in your favor a little bit. Seems the right call. There were also a bunch of weapon malfunctions during the simulation. I'm sure your engineer's going to handle it, as Lars more than competent.
Agree.
Other than that, the team itself is doing well. I do have some unfortunate news. You said that you were not able to select your senior staff. Unfortunately, I believe you're going to have to select someone. Appears that your chief medical officer has resigned from Starfleet.
Kate
Yes,
resigned?
resigned from Starfleet.
What happened?
Let's say Chief Cade was not accepting of his role in Starfleet. Chief Cade was not accepting of my role in Starfleet. And he wasn't really accepting of anyone's role or opinions except for his own. And when confronted with that, he did resign.
I see. Well, I'd certainly welcome any reports that you can furnish regarding the matter for me to gain a bit more insight from my position here.
There has been a formal reprimand on his record. You're welcome to see that. Obviously, as a captain, you can see the reprimand that was placed on there. I've also submitted him for a commendation. You'll see that as well. His efforts, along with Commander Morganth and crewman Mindron, saved your life. Under fire, they went into a very difficult situation and saved your life. So I did recommend them for commendation. That, of course, doesn't preclude the reprimand, if you will.
Of course.
And I believe that Chief Cade was not happy with the decisions that I, as captain, made.
Understood.
but it's all available to you. I will say that he is outside. He has been waiting for word on your status, but seeing as how he is neither family nor Starfleet, he has not been given word. If you would like, I can pass on anything to him, or if you would like, we can let him in to see you.
Yeah, please bring him in.
Absolutely. I have more simulations I'm going to run with your team. So we will be running those to get them up to speed, not just in Starship combat, but you've seen a lot of personal combat as well. So
Certainly true.
we'll be running all sorts of simulations to get them up to speed.
Thank you for the upgrades to the ship and the upgrades to the crew and for managing a woolly situation in my absence. I'm very grateful.
It's my pleasure, Captain. It's what we do. Like I said, you've got a good crew out there. I have some recommendations for medical officers for you to look over to fill up your team. I'll be happy to send them along as well.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'll be returning to the ship. If you need me, please call.
Thank you.
And I will let Mr. Cade know that you'd like to see him.
Thank you.
Archer comes out, sees you. Mr. Cade,
I stand up to my feet.
Captain Ral has said you're welcome to come in and see her.
Thank you.
Of course.
Captain,
Yes.
I'm not sure what the protocol is between an officer and civilian on this, but I mean, I get another chance to, so I've had some time to think while I've been sitting. I've had nothing to do but think since I've been sitting here. And I feel I owe you an apology for my behavior in front of the other officers for questioning your rank and authority. I think my previous experience had a very different approach to chain of command, fighting with the Bajoran resistance. Institutions have always presented a problem for me in the way that they're structured, but I also understand the importance of someone in your position needing to be able to give orders unquestioned and be obeyed moment to moment. I think people who know me, which is, I fear, no one in this sector of space very well, would tell you I'm not someone who's quick to give respect automatically, but I'm also not someone who oftentimes gives disrespect automatically. And I let my worry and frustration over the situation with Rawl get the better of me, and I could have expressed my concerns and desires to you in a more professional way that would take more into account what you've earned as, not only as an officer, but just as a man who's served and who's fought. And those are two things very much deserving of respect. And I'm sorry if I gave... I'm sorry.
Apology accepted, Mr. Cade. Held out his hand.
I shake it.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
He leaves the hall.
I hesitate for a moment and then head into sick bay and approach the captain somewhat timidly.
Cade, it's good to see you.
Captain, how are you feeling?
Like, I'm missing a soul, frankly. But I am conscious and alive, and I understand in large part I have you to thank for that.
Morganth really did most of the fighting. I was just trying to get to you and before they could. I'm sorry. I wasn't there when you needed me.
I don't think there was anything anyone could have done in that situation. I've been taking the advice that I had been given by the rest of the crew when I first came on board of being a leader and being a captain and maybe doing my best impression of one, and withheld information that became, in hindsight, a true tactical error that put too many of my senior officers at risk. Not to mention the mission, but of course I'm thankful and would not be here today if it were not for the work that you all did. It was an impossible situation, Cade. I probably should have expected something like this at some point, but it never really occurred to me that my parents, no matter how zealous they've become in their ideals and their affiliations, I never thought it would get to that point, which was a tactical error on my part that I will not be making again. But you were there when I needed you. You and Morganth and the Mazu. I couldn't have asked for a better crew. And at first I had been thrown off guard when the crew was assigned for me. Highly irregular in Starfleet protocols, and I know you're not as familiar with them as the rest of us who've gone through the ranks.
Not as much, no. But I do know it's incredibly odd to have a specialist first class, not even a full year into duty, be assigned as your chief medic.
Well, as much as Starfleet loves its rules and regulations and protocol, we also have a wicked rebel streak. We have so many instances of great leaders and other personnel who have dared to break the rules when it made sense. And that's not to say we should all go breaking rules all of the time, but judiciously applied, it can be the right thing. It's a challenge for all of us, dealing with commands we don't agree with, following orders that go against our principles or our values, being cogs in the machine, as it were. But so much of what inspires our loyalty to Starfleet is our faith in that machine. And it is a beautiful machine, Cade. Our dedication to our values and our principles and how it's enshrined in our hierarchies, our chain of command, everything that we do, that kernel is there and it's present. And I want so much for you to discover that, because I feel like that resonates on the same frequency that you do. I can't imagine why else you would have been chosen for this, other than someone somewhere seeing what I see in you as well.
Given what we've been discovering recently, I almost worry I was placed here as a time bomb. Someone was waiting for me to do what I do and just go off, and
Is that what you do?
apparently
Is that all that you do? Do you want to do more?
I want to help.
Who do you want to help?
Everyone, anyone, you, this crew. This crew's amazing. I don't see machines. I don't like structures, but I love people, and these are good people. Better than I ever expected to meet here. When I first came and was at K7, it was everything I expected and everything I feared. Just constant looks of mistrust, and I just crumpled under the weight of it and was ready to just wait out my time stacking crates in the med bays until my tour was up, and then get back to Bajor as quickly as possible. And then I was on the Mazu, and I had no idea what I was doing there. And then you called me in and you asked me what I could do, what I wanted. It was the first time I think I'd felt of value in a very long time. And the thought of losing you
I'm not lost. I think
I'm so grateful.
part of me is lost now, but not all of me. And I'm in a position where I can make a choice. We all have a choice as members of this crew, of Starfleet, of a civilization that wants to help, that wants to do more to help others. And I know your loyalty to me, to the crew, to this group that we've become. I also know that you have loyalty beyond us too, to helpless people everywhere in need of medical assistance. You have gifts in that arena. All I ask is for you to think about ultimately who you want to help and how you feel the best way to help them is going to be. And if, just maybe, you can find a way to trust yourself, the way that you trust the crew, and to trust our system. The Starfleet system is new to you. I get it, I know. But it was built to be an efficient structure by which we can do more good for more people everywhere. And if that is in harmony with what you believe and what you want to do, consider how working with us, trusting the process and the system can help realize that in ways that achieve it on a scale beyond what you could ever do by yourself. That's not to say that you can't do wonderful things on Bajor. Of course you can. You've already proven that. And if that's what you want to keep doing, none of us are going to stand in your way. But you have an opportunity to bring that, to build on that, to do more for more with other people who want to do that right alongside you.
Honestly, I've been running from the ghosts I left on Bajor so long. Even going back there feels... I don't know if I'm ready to face them again yet. But I do like the notion of finding something else to fight for.
A place that's real good for hiding from ghosts.
Well, I do know a few things about ghosts. And frankly, the absence of them now, because I can't feel Ral, is destabilizing to me. We never really run away from them. They never really leave us, do they?
No.
But they don't always have to haunt us. Sometimes they can give us great gifts and help us do more. I'm sorry, I'm so tired and
No, I've taken up too much of your time already. I'll if you need anything, I'm just gonna be right outside.
I'm being taken care of by some of the finest physicians who specialize in who I am and what I'm going through, however rare it is. I know I can't command you right now, but if I may, take some time away from me, away from this. Get off the starbase, stay on the starbase, but take some time. Search your soul. Connect with yourself. You're so selfless and you give so much of yourself to everybody else, but you'll be in a much better position to do that when you know that it's really what you want and how you want to achieve that.
Aye, Captain. I'll check back in before. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I leave the sick bay and go try to find somewhere on this base I can get a drink.
Ral, what are you going to do now? You just going to sleep?
Yeah.
Probably.
What a bummer. I can't feel, I mean, you're calling me Ral, but dang.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk to the medical team if you like. and try to get some
Yeah,
more info.
actually, that would be great.
Commander Morrissey is actually the head of medical at Starbase 12.
Morsi?
Morrissey, yeah.
Okay.
Motion him over. He comes over and says, Captain Ral, how are you feeling?
Like a shell.
That's understandable. I know we haven't had a lot of time to give you updates. The fact that you're awake right now is outstanding. The procedure that was done to you was unique. They tried very hard to save your life at the expense of the symbiont's life. Some of the things they did made the bonding with Ral a little harder than expected. The Ral symbiont is alive, but the Ral symbiont is not really there. Our hopes are that they'll recover. Those are our hopes. There was a lot of damage to the symbiont, and it's not surprising that you do feel empty. We are not getting any neural activity from the symbiont at this point. I can't imagine what you're going through. I can't imagine what you're feeling, but know that we're here for you, and we will do whatever we can. The team from the Symbiosis Commission is still on base. They will check in every hour on the hour and do everything we can to help you.
I certainly need a bit of rest, but whenever possible, I would love to speak with someone from the committee. I would love to understand if there's a precedent for this, if there have been previous similar situations, and I've never really been one to fully believe in alternative treatments, but this is a holy union that has been breached, and I want to explore every option.
We can have them talk to you. I can know from my research, when I heard you were on the way, there's never been something like this that I found. Any other similar events, there's been a lot of care taken to preserve the life of the symbiont, and this was not the case here. So that's what I know. But again, the commission knows more than any of us. So I'll let them know that you have that request. I think you should rest. It's probably what's best for both of you at this point.
Understood.
So,
thank you.
get some rest, and if you do need anything, please let us know. At this point, Captain Archer comes back to the bridge.
Okay.
You're all still there?
Yeah, so, and maybe Morganth and Izzy are down with this while, like, after we got done talking, I suggest replaying the scenario and looking for opportunities where we could have improved, places where maybe we made poor decisions in the moment, places where we could have predicted better, and definitely trying to find all the stuff that was not our fault.
Right.
So we know where we actually need to improve and stuff that's just like bad luck or just like, what are you going to do against a
Right.
ship that big? So, but that's what I want to do is like piece it.
Okay.
So he'll probably come on the bridge as we're like, hopefully discussing, possibly arguing. I don't know.
Well,
Could be
yeah.
fighting.
What I would be contributing to the conversation would be a lot of basically some of the stuff that I've basically had 20 years to sort of make a wish list of things that I would like to do with this ship, but couldn't, including basically more work on the weapon systems. I have kept up on.
Why don't you actually do that in character?
Yeah. So basically, I have connections at Utopia Planitia, and I've kept up with the latest in I mean, my family's been in the ship's weapons business for generations. I know quite a lot. In fact, I initially planned to be a weapons specialist, just like the rest of them. I know quite a bit about the newest technology, and have actually drawn up some plans for implementing them on the ship in case of emergency, which frankly, I think this might qualify, and I don't think we would be likely to create an intergalactic diplomatic incident if we did juice the guns a bit. Though, again, I do think that possibly some of the best options, given the power and structural constraints of our vessel, might be strengthening defenses. And, well, basically, we already have a really great ability to run away. So I don't think that the engines really need a whole lot more work. But power distribution and damage control and shields and possibly weapons, maybe targeting. How did the targeting feel? I haven't been able to ask you these things before.
Well, some of that may have been my fault. I feel like we should have been targeting, in retrospect, targeting the weapon systems earlier.
I think if we're ever that outclassed again, we don't try to fight the whole ship.
Yeah. Pick something and take it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and in that case, I think the weapon systems would have been the choice.
And I think coordinating, if we are going to be flown
Or if
in
I
that
may,
manner,
Yes.
I think that, you know, there's a lot of expertise that Ramirez brings, but having it used strategically.
Agreed. He may have made a lot of decisions on his own.
I have given him the tools to overclock the engines quite a lot at the expense of other systems. Yes.
Well, he did make. What I'm saying is he may have made some hot dog moves as opposed to tactical choices. Some worked to our advantages and others not so much.
I'm not saying that they were wrong. I'm saying that they were in a silo.
Agreed. Well, how did you feel about the targeting systems? When we were using them, whether they were appropriately used or not? Apologies.
I think when we targeted, we were more successful. When we were less targeted, I think we did have a few shots go wild, but it was more that we didn't necessarily have the power. And particularly in those instances, we might consider, I think we're quick to go with phasers, but if we are dealing with a ship that is that much bigger than we are, given the power considerations.
And since we're more maneuverable and faster, getting to mid or long range and firing photon torpedoes before coming back in or warping out.
But I would say holistically, I think it's just more having a plan.
Is there a way to improve the accuracy of the photon torpedoes?
I would think so. Yes.
Sensor sweeps, things like that.
Hmm?
Sensor sweeps and
Oh.
things, yeah.
Me.
Yeah, yeah. So that's yes, that's where our sensor package is a bit out of date. We could we could make some tweaks to that system that would allow for better targeting. Yes,
We could also develop, in some ways, baseline strategies
yes.
that we at least start with.
Yes.
And again, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, and you know that the skills that people bring to the table are being useful.
Having a clear line of command and making sure that everyone is on board with following
Yes.
that does help.
And
Yes.
perhaps, as you say, having pre-planned maneuvers that involve Ramirez's abilities and use them to the fullest at that moment instead of him going on his own and maybe making it more difficult for you or me or you to achieve the overall goal.
He's quite talented.
Yes.
It's just a matter of using those talents effectively.
Well, we all are. We're all fairly to extremely skilled at our jobs. And I still would rather know what you're going to do with the phasers or the photon torpedoes than just trusting that it's going to be the right choice for the entire ship.
I believe they were mostly your calls,
They were,
sir.
yes. Well, I wasn't saying you did it. I'm saying I appreciate the fact that you understand orders.
At this point, Archer walks in the ridge in the middle of everything. Says,
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
"Hello, Commander."
Captain on the deck.
Captain Dak.
Thank you, Commander. Standing orders. That's all I ask. That's great. Commander Morganth, ready room, please.
Yes, sir.
Goes into the ready room with you right behind Morganth. Please have a seat.
I was hoping he would tell us about the captain.
I was too.
Good deal.
I will. So about these phases.
Morganth, we've got some things to discuss. I'll brief everyone in a minute, but I wanted to really kind of touch base with you quick. You have a seriously redacted personnel file.
Yes, Captain.
Can you give me something? Anything. What ship were you on before the Mazu?
What level of access to my file did you have, sir?
The same as any captain, your commanding officer, and it's still very redacted.
I cannot give you the name of the ship that I was on.
I love your choice of words. You cannot.
I cannot.
You are restricted from giving that information. I find that very intriguing, Commander. Can I ask why you're on the Mazu? Because my experience with people with that vocabulary is that they would not be on a ship like the Mazu.
I chose to be on the Mazu.
And what made that choice for you? Why?
I made that choice for me.
Fair.
I wanted to see more. I wanted to be part of a crew.
I see. Find that interesting. And the fact you said you wanted to be a part of a crew means your previous station was probably not on board of a ship. Thank you. I'm not going to push Morganth because I've worked with Starfleet intelligence before. So it's very clear that so have you. Having said that, I think this ship needs you. And I'm glad you're here. There's clearly a lack of experience and a lack of practice. And I believe that your experience could be very effective in keeping this crew alive.
I appreciate that sentiment.
But
I am interested in what other exercises you're planning for us.
so glad you asked. I would have never thought that this crew would be seeing a lot of hand-to-hand combat, but it seems that I was wrong in that. You have been engaged in a lot of personal combat over the past few weeks.
Recently.
Yes, not much before that, until Captain Ral was put in command. It's not a reflection on Captain Ral.
Well, one might say that it has more to do with the mission
Fair
than
point.
the captain.
Let's talk about this mission. What can you tell me about this mission that I haven't already read? Is there anything that's not in the reports?
I mean, I'm sure that the reports mention that as far as Starfleet, this is unorthodox.
Yes, putting it mildly.
I will say, with my personal opinion, I've also never seen quite so much instruction from the Admiralty. They are certainly more involved than they have been.
It does seem like there's a lot of communication between the Mazu directly with the Admiralty.
Quite a bit.
It's an interesting change.
It's quite different now. It's all quite different.
Yes. Commander, as someone from Starfleet Intelligence, what's your evaluation of the situation?
I would hate to respond in a way that would confirm or deny that. If you're asking me my opinion as a member of this crew.
Commander, as a
Chief
member of
Security,
this crew, what is your opinion of the situation?
I think that they have us running an unorthodox mission. I think that they put together a crew of individuals who aren't necessarily. If anybody has a background that's lending itself to it, I think it's by accident.
So you're saying what exactly?
I'm saying that this is all rather out of the ordinary. And Starfleet doesn't tend to assign the unordinary.
True. It's a very conservative organization when it comes to these situations in general.
In general, when the unordinary pops up, it's in the execution of the mission, not the mission itself.
Agreed. So then, are you suggesting, in your personal opinion, that this mission may be outside the purview of Starfleet?
I'm saying that this mission looks less like what I'm used to now, but it's certainly similar to work I've seen before,
I see.
wherever.
Wherever you may have
That
seen
might have
that
been.
work.
Or might not.
Or maybe you didn't see. Wherever it may be. All right. Commander, I appreciate your forthrightness. But I do sincerely appreciate it, and I appreciate your insight in this. I'm not going to be in command of the ship for long. Captain Ral is awake. She will recover, and she will take command of the Mazu again. My goal, though, is to keep this crew alive and to keep them safe. And your evaluation of the situation makes me think that that will be difficult unless there's significant work done. So,
I will say, I think that with the experiences we've had, we have learned, we've bonded as a crew. I don't believe that we've quite yet learned to work as a crew.
clearly, very clear after the last simulation. And we are now short of senior staff. Chief Medical Officer.
Well, we'll see.
Opinion.
I fully believe that he is capable of getting over it. We'll just see if he does.
I find that a very interesting evaluation. You have no concerns about working with him.
Concerns about working with everyone.
Fair point. Specifically about him.
I think that he's very emotionally driven, but if Starfleet were to get rid of every emotionally driven crew member, we would have no Starfleet.
Would be the Vulcan Defense Force at that point. That's not quite strong enough, I think. Very good point. I will be clear with you, I have severe concerns about him on board a ship. He has resigned, and I have heard nothing from him otherwise. So, we'll see how that works.
Oh well.
Interesting. 2 hours, we're going to have the senior staff on Starbase 12. There'll be a simulation in the holodeck on Starbase 12 for personal combat. We need to get hand-to-hand training in. I will expect you to run that and be prepared to take them through that simulation. Understood?
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you. Let's update everyone on Captain Ral. We leave the ready room, come back out. Apologies for that, everyone.
Captain on deck.
Can we have a sign that lights up that says Captain on deck?
Yeah.
I really wish Morganth was saying that.
Or just like a fan?
Right. It's
I
a
more
could,
than
I, could, I
absolutely.
could make that happen. I could probably automate it to recognize the Sorry.
It's a little
I
teaser and
appreciate
everyone's
this,
seen
Brew. I appreciate that. Marty on the bridge. It's okay.
Okay.
It's fair enough. Update on Captain Ral.
Yes, please.
Captain Ral is awake and conscious. Captain Ral is not in good shape. She will recover. To what point that recovery will be is unclear at this point. The Ral symbiont is inactive but alive. That's what I know. I know that Captain Ral, as I said, is awake, conscious. I had a conversation with her. She is clearly hurt, and I believe lost is a good word. But all things being considered, she will regain control of the Mazu as soon as she feels fit and capable and medical gives her a clearance. I wish I knew how long that was, but we'll make it work. The mission you were on is still the mission, but it appears that we've lost the thread.
We do actually have some more information that we could potentially follow up, but it would require leaving here.
What's your suggestion, Commander?
We have signs of the shuttle and the people that we were pursuing heading in the general direction of the Shackleton Expanse. I only say that as it's a major landmark in the region. I only know that they were moving in that direction from Starbase, what was the Starbase?
234.
234. After they had to make some repairs there a few days ago.
That is quite a trek. That is several days away.
Yes.
At high warp, several days away.
Yes.
I unfortunately don't think that we're in position to leave at this point. The runabout is still being refit at this point. And I believe there's still some work that needs to be done with the crew. I don't want this crew put in a dangerous situation until I am convinced that you can handle it. Nothing personal against that. Please understand what I'm saying. As much as I love this team, you're raw.
We
need to
really
get you
are.
out there.
This ship also is not accustomed to working with a full complement. We've been running on basically a skeleton crew for the last several years, and so I know, for instance, my engineering teams are not accustomed. Well, they're not accustomed to being in combat for any amount of time, but also not accustomed to working in the numbers that we have. So we could potentially do some damage control training if you would like to do that.
Absolutely, we'll put that on the schedule.
Excellent.
Commander, any concerns from you?
Regarding
Anything? There's been a lot happening.
maybe that's the largest concern of all. I do worry that we're letting Prescott out of our clutches.
How much information do you have on the mission?
I have been fully briefed on all the logs and all the ship's transferred logs to Starfleet as well.
So you do know the mission.
I do know the mission.
Excellent. Okay. That was unclear.
Fair. You all seem very concerned about the nature of this mission. I've gotten that from Commander Morganth. I've gotten that
It
just
is
from your actions.
extremely unusual.
True.
I mean, even the circumstances of how we were assigned to the ship was unusual.
Also
Beyond
true.
unusual.
Also, the fact that we've received pretty Getting directly contradictory orders from two different admirals is unusual. Out of curiosity, if I may speak freely,
Please.
sir, are you at all familiar with Admiral Grossage?
Let's all step in the ready room.
Great.
Do you need to take a minute, by the way, Kate?
Yeah.
Okay. Kate's going to bail for just a second. She's going to be back. Your question about Admiral Grossage.
So, basically, I haven't really dealt with him very much myself. I mean, a little bit sort of in passing, given our previous station, but I've never interacted with him personally. But everyone that we've spoken to, that we've mentioned details of the mission to along the way, has commented on how his behavior with regards to our mission does not seem compatible with his normal behavior.
I can see that critique. Grossage is a bastard, let's be clear.
Okay, I was wondering if that was normal for him.
No, he's a bastard. He's a bastard. He's also a rational bastard.
I've also heard that several times, yes.
I think that Admiral Davis and I have had many conversations on that. It's not my first run-in with Admiral Grossage. Now, having said that, reading through some of the reports and what has been reported about your orders from Admiral Grossage, it does seem odd. He's not the kind of person who would expect a Starfleet vessel to be under his personal command.
Or to abandon a kidnapped captain.
No. I was able to go through some of the chatter on the initial reports of the incident, and there was chatter back and forth that it could have been an AWOL situation. So I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm just saying there was chatter on Starfleet. So maybe that was part of his justification. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know. I might give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Some of the other things I've seen, it seems odd to me.
I'm just concerned because with such a clearly emotional investment in the mission, and given how unusual it has been, I'm just concerned that he might be putting us into danger unnecessarily. And I am especially concerned given that I really don't understand the nature of this mission. It is impossible for us to find information on the nature of the work being done by Prescott and her peers. And we know that she is terrified of Starfleet finding her, but we don't know why. So it would help to know if we are rescuing someone or chasing a fugitive. And also, given the nature of the quake, if that was in fact somehow done by Prescott, she could potentially be extremely dangerous, both to us and, frankly, to the whole sector. This is an old ship with a crew that is not particularly prepared for anything particularly high stakes, and it feels like we are being thrown into something that is way above our heads.
I can understand your feeling and looking at your mission over the past few weeks. You've been thrown in something pretty deep. I will say this. I want to bring you back to reality a little bit. There's no such thing as a Starfleet officer that can't handle what they've been given. I know it may feel a little overwhelming at times. I know it may feel confusing. I know from my experience that I have never met a senior staff on a Starfleet vessel that cannot handle these situations.
We have an extremely capable senior staff. We also have a crew chock full of new graduates and older washouts, if I'm being very honest.
I appreciate honesty.
And I would really like to not have to deal with a bunch of them dying.
None of us would. Again, I understand your concerns. Let me bring it back around. You, as senior staff on this ship, can make this work. Those cadets look to you. They're recent grads, but they're Starfleet. And you have to believe in them. I believe that you can do it. You have to believe in them. They have to see that. If you don't show that faith in your team won't have faith in you. And that is something vital you've got to remember. There is no such thing as a Starfleet crew that can't handle it.
This mission just doesn't feel like Starfleet.
I don't disagree. But that doesn't mean you're not Starfleet.
And I would, if you don't mind,
Please.
Captain, I would say, in some ways, this is exactly Starfleet's mission. Is to go into the unknown and to discover the truth. For most ships, it means going into unexplored territory and finding out what's out there. For us, it's following an inexplicable, unexplained phenomenon and pulling the truth back.
But it also appears that someone within the Starfleet chain of command has been erasing information as we go.
Just another obstacle.
We have someone within Starfleet has been placing that obstacle in front of us, though. What are we dealing with?
It's a really good question. I don't know the answer.
Who does?
Probably Dr. Prescott.
Great. She's on the other side of the galaxy. Can we go find her?
Commander, are you going to be able to make it through this? Let's be very clear. I need to know.
Yes.
Then, what are you going to do? How are you going to make this situation work?
Going to do everything I can to keep this ship together and to make sure that it will support its crew, just as I have always done.
Exactly. And that's all you can do right now. Until we get more information, you do what you can do. And that's okay. You're not going to save the world every day. You're not going to save every person. You just have to do what you can every day.
I guess I'm just accustomed to doing a lot less every day, and it's taking a little bit more time to adjust than I expected.
It's fair. You've been on the Mazu for 20 years, I believe?
Almost.
Almost 20 years. But I read your record. I know your history. You've done some amazing work, Commander. You disagreed with me. You agreed with me that you've done some amazing work. And guess what? Absolutely nothing has changed. You can still do amazing work. Today, you can do amazing work. I've seen it. I saw how you acted in that simulation. Was it tough? Yes. But you hung on. You fought through it. And
There's
you made
no
it.
other option.
Oh, there is. There's always another option.
Not for me.
Oh, there always is. Hello? Morgan Up just popped in. It was all from Gabe.
talking about ghosts.
There's always another option, Commander. The other option is you quit and you stop. It's always an option.
Never an option for me, sir.
Never an option for Starfleet, Commander.
And I am Starfleet to my bones.
That's why you're on the senior staff here. Look, I know it's a difficult situation. I know that we don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening, and I'm not going to be able to see you through this mission. I'm intrigued as all hell and don't think I'm going to not pay attention once I leave here.
Honestly, sir, it will be comforting to know that someone outside of our very narrow chain is paying attention.
Definitely paying attention.
Because there are days that I feel a little bit like we are sacrificial lambs.
Well, maybe it's time we teach these lambs to fight back.
That sounds great.
2 hours, I want you all on Starbase 12. You'll have simulations, personal combat. Commander Morganth will be leading that. We will be running those simulations, and I will expect you all there with your senior staff. Commander, I would like you to start some simulations with your engineering crew on damage control.
Yes, sir.
Commander, you have the bridge. I'm heading to Starbase 12.
Thank you, Captain.
And we're going to take a little break. We're at about a halfway point, and we're going to take a little break right now. So we'll see you guys in about 5 minutes or so. We're going to take a quick bio, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
And we're back. Wow, there's a Starfleet.
I have Izzy will be getting a response to her correspondence.
Izzy will be getting a response to
Oh,
correspondence.
it's an official Starfleet correspondent.
You may have missed this earlier.
Can you put it as a plane?
I'm
Can you
just
make it
gonna-
a starship?
Yeah, it's folded into a Constellation class starship. Throw it across the table.
It's a
Izzy
pterodactyl.
did send a message to Cade. This happened off screen, but Izzy sent a message to Cade after the simulations.
After we got back.
After they got back.
Because
yes.
I didn't have time while we were pretending to blow up the
Pretending
ship.
to blow up ship, yeah. Or pretending to be blown
Alas.
up by a ship. Anyway.
In case you're wondering where any of Kate's calm or change of heart might be coming, that's part of it.
Yeah, you know.
But I mean, like, also the captain had that conversation with him, and it was
There's that too.
amazing.
Many people have had conversations with.
Oh, I know, but that one was really
More effective
cool.
than others.
We're going to come back. We're right on Starbase 12, and actually, Captain Archer is going back to sickbay to check in with Captain Ral. He does walk up, and you're awake again. It's been a few hours at this point, a couple hours, and he just comes in to check on you. Captain Ral,
Captain Archer.
just wanted to check on you. I didn't leave. I know you had a conversation with Mr. Cade earlier. I wanted to make sure that everything was okay.
I think that's entirely up to Cade at this point. I think we'll persevere no matter what. I gave him what morale boost I could in the state that I'm in. That was more draining than I would have expected, but it's not easy coming into something that you don't know. Starfleet is a big machine and a very foreign one if you're not familiar with having grown up in it or even been trained in it. So I can have some empathy for the difficulties he's having, but I'll support his decision, whatever he wants to do.
Well, I think he already made his decision. He resigned.
He did, but I asked him to think about it a little bit deeper. There are some wonderful things about Starfleet that the experience he's had on the Mazu may not have been the best introduction to it in a way that everything has been highly unusual.
That's very true. Captain, do you feel up having a discussion?
Aren't we now?
True. Let me rephrase that. Do you feel up to having what may be an emotional discussion?
To the best of my ability.
Fair enough. I just don't want to push you. I just want to make sure you're feeling okay for this.
My capacity to respond emotionally may be somewhat compromised at this point, but
That may be good. I have concerns, but I agree with you on some things here. I have severe concerns about Mr. Cade being in Starfleet. Don't get me wrong. I feel that he needs Starfleet. Honestly, if I had the choice, I would have him signed up for counseling sessions on a daily basis. I am concerned that the Mazu is not the place for him.
why is that?
Well, as you said, this has put him in situations where he was not really prepared. I'm also concerned, if I may be direct, I'm also concerned at his extreme loyalty to you over Starfleet. That is, in my experience, dangerous. I have a lot of respect for your crew, and I want to do what's best for them. At the end of the day, it's your boat. I would just like to suggest that maybe the Mazu is not the place for Kate.
I hear you loud and clear. It's interesting to think about what Starfleet would be like if those who didn't quite fit the mold were not embraced, welcomed, or guided in joining with us. So much of our strength comes from the variety, the diversity, the uniqueness of everyone that can contribute something that colors just outside of the lines. It makes the whole picture bigger. It pushes the boundaries that encompass us all. I have to agree with you about the counseling. It would be nice if the Mazu had an on-ship counselor, but remote counseling sessions are also something to consider, and frankly, I'm as perplexed as you as to what inspired his fierce loyalty. Perhaps if you had been the captain of the Mazu during this time, that loyalty may have also been projected onto you. He cares deeply about his work, which is an asset, but he can care too deeply about individual people and situations, which can be a liability.
Very much so. And I'd also ask, have you ever asked why he joined Starfleet?
I'm not sure.
Well, I haven't asked him either, but I have looked at his personal record. And he joined Starfleet not long after the destruction of New Bajor. I sincerely believe that people that are in Starfleet have to believe in Starfleet. And my personal opinion, dealing with Mr. Cade, is that right now he joined Starfleet to fight. That he joined Starfleet to kill Jim Hadar. And that he joined Starfleet in an effort to find some redemption for things that happened during the occupation. I'm not saying these are necessarily exclusionary things, and I agree with you on the infinite diversity and the value of that within Starfleet. I would like to offer a suggestion as a possibility. If Mr. Cade does change his mind and want to return to Starfleet, I would like to offer him a place on my ship.
It's very generous of you, Captain Archer.
I don't think generosity has anything to do with it. I think that there's potential. And I think that he could do good for a lot of people. I think that he may not be able to do that on the Mazu. Like I said, though, it's your boat. It's his life.
Is it the nature of the mission that the USS Mazu has been tasked with?
It's the nature of Cade.
I see. And would it be your leadership, your style of leadership, your style of training that you feel would make the difference?
No. I think that it would be forcing him to see that there is Starfleet outside of his personal loyalties. Wouldn't be a command position. not going to be the CMO on my ship. But it would be a position where he would learn. He would get counseling. And I think he can grow. I think he hates me. Don't get me wrong. I think the chances of him taking this offer are slim to none. But I believe everyone deserves second chances. And if I can offer that chance, I would like to. Again, though, it's his life, and it's your boat.
Thank you for your counsel.
It's just a suggestion. I am very concerned about him on board the ship. If you look at his actions, he has put himself at personal risk many times. And I'm still not sure if it's intentional or not.
Understood.
Well, I really just wanted to check on you, see how things were, and at least throw that out there. I have noticed that the team has a lot of loyalty to Mr. Cade, and that says something for him, but I want to make sure it's the right decision for everyone.
Of course.
All right, I'll let you rest.
Thank you.
If you need anything, please let me know. It's going to leave. Anybody else want to jump in something before we start running sims?
Am I getting a message?
If we, yeah, for one, if
There's
we
a
can do a
message.
few things.
But I mean, also, I just would be really eager to actually go over and see the captain myself, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like on our
Sounds
way to the
Yeah, to the sim?
sim.
Sure. Message coming here. Let me actually...
Message sound?
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Message sound.
So that includes location wherever I wound up kind of settling on the starbase.
Okay.
While I'm there, I'd also like to, if at all possible, be looking up options. One, corresponding with some of the old faculty that I knew at the University of Bajor.
Okay.
And talking about the possibility of finishing up my the last few credits I need
Okay.
for my degree, doing that like in some kind of correspondent fashion or like work study, using experience from this to transfer over what my options regarding that might be.
Sure.
And also looking up anything that I might be able to do on the fly as far as actual officer and command training.
Officer
Within.
training.
Just to get some things that I might have that a normal CMO.
He got no training.
No training.
Yeah.
Let's get him some.
Yeah, just looking at, I'm researching things and considering
Just doing
options.
research. All right, all right.
So we have 2 hours,
Okay.
and then we need to be on the station?
Yes, you'll need to be on the station in 2 hours for sims.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, then I would propose to these two that maybe we should go check on the captain.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do.
But I also need to swing by my quarters and grab something real quick.
Do that.
So
Grab your
I
thing.
go to my quarters and come out with like a box.
Is it rocks?
No.
The box
Is
of
this
rocks.
answer for everything?
I Captain
I'm
Rocks.
collecting these rocks for you.
For you. She has a stack of boxes.
Approximately 3 weeks.
I will be loyal to
No.
Starfleet forever.
The rocks are only for my child.
The boxes are for anybody.
That is a very special
Unexpectedly
thing.
emotional. The rock box. Gets you right here.
Right there.
I got emotional when I wrote that in my backstory, like 3 months ago.
Like Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown is going to take on a whole
And I
I
expected it to be a big payoff. I did not expect that payoff to be this soon, nor did I expect it to be that big. It was. Thank you for that, by the way.
Thank you.
But yeah.
All right, are you all heading down to Starbase?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, heading down to the Starbase. You going to see Captain Ral?
Yes, let's go see.
Yes.
Go see the captain first.
You go down to the sick bay, and Captain Ral is there. Walk on in, do your thing.
Captain.
Captain on deck.
At ease.
I'll do a little salute.
Oh, I feel like I should be giving you the salute, XO.
I only do what is expected of me as a good XO.
Well, from what I understand, you do that and go well above and beyond, for which I, and I'm sure the rest of the crew, are very grateful. I hear the simulations are going well.
They're educational.
Yes, we learned a lot for sure.
Well, failure is perhaps one of the better, if not harsher, teachers.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, fail without consequence is particularly nice. The ship is in top shape.
Excellent.
Captain Archer has been quite kind and helpful,
That's wonderful.
though their presence was definitely missed.
Well, I'm sure that the training that he's insisting on is it's something I feel foolish for not having thought of before.
Well, we haven't really had time for
This is
it before,
true.
is the thing.
We could have shot at some asteroids on the way across the galaxy, but
We
Wouldn't
probably
want to waste the power.
we probably would have been
You wanna
yelled
shoot
at
where
for
they're
wasting
going
the
to be, not where
time.
That's certainly true. We've had a lot thrown at us and right into the frying pan, as the Terran saying goes.
Yes.
I apologize for my demeanor. I'm
Captain, you don't need to apologize. You've been. There isn't a word.
no, I'm afraid I have to agree with you there.
Are you. How are. I mean, as much as you're comfortable discussing with us, but how are you?
Well, seeing as how the situation came about due to my lack of transparency about certain things, I suppose it can't hurt to show my hand a little bit more here. This is, from what I'm told, unprecedented for the history of my people and our practice of joining with symbionts. We are in uncharted territory, and I feel like a husk. There's no other way to describe it. Captain Archer has been very encouraging and clear about getting me to return to the Mazu as soon as I'm physically able, but I of course only want the best for Mazu and for you as the crew. You deserve the very best. You've risen to the challenges, and far be it from me to add a handicap to anything that is going to happen going forward. How is the mission? At a standstill?
yes, currently.
Currently, but we I feel that what we are doing now will ultimately help help us to work better going forward. And
Yes, we'll be heading into unknown, almost literally unknown, and
but
we need to be ready for anything.
But I also could not possibly fathom doing it without you. So, you know.
That's too kind, Izzy. Thank you.
Captain, apologies. I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. It seems like, based on what you said, you do.
No, of course. I've made some missteps in leadership, which is part of the role, part of the experience. And learning how much to disclose and when has been a learning experience for me. Of course, there was no way I could have possibly predicted that my parents' zealotry would have gotten to the point where they would not only abduct me, but perform this procedure.
Your parents, they took advantage of your kindness and the familial bond. And you, as a captain, and anyone on the ship should be allowed to have a private life, separate from what happens on the ship. They took advantage of that too. You shouldn't feel like you did something wrong by wanting to see your parents alone and not telling us.
I will also say that you had already disclosed some portion of your issues with your family to the commander, and so he was able to act quickly because of it. Had he not known about your family's politics, we wouldn't have known where to start. Well, I mean, he also did have to break into your private communications to find out that your parents were involved. But once we had that information, we moved quite quickly.
Of course, I would expect no less from this crew.
Hell, it was the most pragmatic approach, and I was not going to waste time when the answer might be right in front of us. And I know it is a violation of Starfleet code, but to be certain, Captain, we only looked at the most recent message as it pertained to the situation at hand.
Think nothing of it. The leadership looks good on you, XO.
I would be a little gentle with. That wasn't Mendron. That was someone else. Was it Mendron?
Mm.
Yeah, Mendron had a rough day.
I had to.
It wasn't just that. It was also.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
yes.
well, you were there, but you probably weren't really aware of it.
Yes, he in combat he had some difficulties, but that's to be expected.
Of course. We've had so much thrown at us. More than, I think, any starship I can think of in recent memory.
These junior officers. Boy, did they get a first assignment.
Well, I hope the training fortifies everyone on the crew.
Morganth will be running it. I'm quite confident that it will be very effective in educational.
As I'm looking forward to getting thrown around on the ground a few times, as I did in training. It should be invigorating.
Having been educated by her myself many times, it is quite invigorating.
Well, it's a good sign that you are where you are, not only in Starfleet but on the Mazu, to look forward to that kind of punishment, knowing that it is ultimately good for you and good for everyone.
I don't know if I'd say I'm looking forward to it as much as it's an inevitability, and I will be better for it one way or the other.
Well said.
Can I do a sense check?
Absolutely. What are you sensing?
I would like to do a sense check for Ral.
For all?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's do a insight and pick a discipline, but explain it.
I'm gonna go insight and command.
I command.
Because I want insight and not presence, but I do feel like that's kind of on par with like insight and then command, in the sense of she's the captain, and then also it is kind of I would say, reaching out to touch into somebody's brain
Okay.
is a commanding.
Are you looking to get insight for the host or symbiont or both?
For the symbiont.
Since you're checking on an organism, why don't because you're medicine,
I was
you're commander,
thinking
but
medicine, but then I thought command.
Yeah. I was trying
Because
to-
it is because I'm not really checking
Because it's sort of a
medically.
it's sort of a
Right.
state of mind thing. not
Okay,
a
sure.
medical-
It's also it's an I do feel like it is an executive decision,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's not I could see it being security if it was for
Sure.
security
doesn't make any sense.
purposes,
Right.
and I could see it being medicine if it was is this? I mean, I guess medicine could work too.
But it's
They're
more like the
same.
symbiont is like the prefrontal cortex, and so that's where it's a command function
Well,
sort of.
and I was
component.
thinking of it as being you're almost doing telepathic EKG kind of thing, or EEG,
All right. Let's
like
do
checking to
let's,
see.
Like a nudge.
reason command. Difficulty 0.
Okay. Oh, well, no, I just got a complication.
just toasted
Oh,
the
man.
symbiont.
Now you're the host for Rome.
You want to give me a couple
God.
of threat and get rid of that complication?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would.
Okay. Yeah.
I would also like to try again.
You know what? What I'll let you do if I will let you, instead of getting rid of the complication, you can keep the complication, but give me those threat to reroll both dice. But I keep the complication. Because normally I wouldn't let you try again.
Like, just don't let her die, okay?
Don't let that be the
Let's see what happens.
complication.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Oh man.
1 success.
One success. All right.
What was the number?
Difficulty 0.
It was a 2.
Would one of your focuses apply? Because then that could be 2 successes.
Interrogation.
You're not interrogating the symbiont.
I'm not interrogating. Persuasion. I'm like coaxing it. I'm like, hey.
Come here, symbiont.
You got one success. So give yourself one moment.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, there's one. What?
Espionage. Because I will actually argue that all telepathy is a little bit of spying.
Yeah.
I'm not, I know you're
She
making a
didn't.
face
She
at
also.
me.
I
She
am
didn't.
making
She
a little
didn't
face.
ask. She didn't check in first.
I wasn't like, hey, may I have permission? I was like, let
Yeah.
me just.
Take a peeky peek.
This is.
Does your talent give you anything in this?
My talent is why I get to do it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I
Okay,
didn't know if it like, lessened the difficulty or.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 2 successes on that. We'll argue about it in the future, but this time I'll let you have it, so you can take 2 momentum on that. We will argue about it in the future, though. Just be ready.
No, I'm into it, and I will prepare my defense.
Absolutely fabulous.
Oh God.
It's a pretty broad statement.
It really is. But in this case,
Unconsented telepathy is absolutely spying.
You could also say that it's rape.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Here's why I would.
hey, let's just bring that back for a second. Let's just.
What did she see? What did she find with the 2
That's why Starfleet are Nazis.
successes? Two
We'll just-
successes.
Yeah, 2 successes on that.
Cool.
Trying to get in with Rawl.
Sorry, I jumped way far.
I mean, I wasn't going to use that word, but
Yeah,
anyway.
apologies.
Anyway,
I get in a lot of semantic arguments at work and
Really?
stop. Yeah.
No kidding.
you're reaching out for the Raw symbiont,
Yeah.
and you don't feel anything. The complication is that lack of anything gives you this overwhelming sense of grief, so much that you are struggling to maintain composure. At this point, you're essentially feeling what Lenara has been feeling times 20, and you can feel the tears starting to well up in your eyes.
I walk out of the room.
You walk out of the room, and as soon as you enter the hallway, it's uncontrollable.
Is there like a closet?
There's a hallway, and you collapse in the hallway in tears. And you just see her walk out.
I'll be right back. And I step out into the hallway,
And she is crumpled on the ground, just
just right outside the door.
right outside the door, just sobbing.
I can just give you a moment if that's what you need, but I want to make sure that's what you need.
It's not mine.
I figured as much. Can I help at all?
No.
Do you want me to leave?
I don't think that anything that anybody could do could matter.
What? What just happened?
My computer made it.
Did you try to read
Yes.
not the captain? The captain? This.
It's been nearly impossible to separate the two, but they are currently. It's not the captain. It's not the captain as we've known them. It just doesn't matter. I'm not sure anything matters, or she's not sure anything matters, but I'm not sure anything matters. And I've never felt incomplete. And she feels incomplete to such...
I have occasionally, based on what I've read about the symbiont bonding process, I have tried to imagine.
You can't imagine.
And you can't, I simply can't. I can't. And you probably couldn't either, and now you are feeling it, so that
I'm feeling a fraction.
must be...
I am feeling a fraction of whatever, I am feeling a fraction. I wish I'd killed them.
They will be dealt with. If we don't get to do it ourselves, the commission...
We'll just have to make sure we do it ourselves. Izzy.
The thing is, I want that too.
What they did to her, what they did to them,
Was unspeakable.
but not unfeelable.
Yes. I just... I am just concerned. Wow, this feels stupid right now, but I'm concerned that this was somehow thrown in our path as a distraction from the mission, which is in itself a terrifying thought, because someone that would help make that happen in order to distract us is a monster. But it's all just a little too coincidental by my measure. So I want to take care of them, the parents, but I really want to take care of the bastards that threw them in front of us.
It's not for today.
It's for later. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Just not today. A lot of things are going to happen.
If Ral doesn't make it through,
It'll happen with...
no, I'm just saying, if Ral doesn't make it through, I don't think the captain will return. I don't think the captain can return.
I just assumed as much. That kind of injury.
I do think it's interesting.
I'm amazed that she's up and talking right now.
Well, that's the thing. From what I know, they normally work to save the symbiont.
Yeah.
Why did they work to save the host?
Well, in this case, it was the fanatics that were trying to save her. It was her parents. Are you saying the Symbiosis Commission just didn't try?
I'm just.
But they-
it's a different.
I mean, they did. Lenara was not the one who was at risk of dying. I mean, she was at risk of dying, but less so than Ral. Ral was butchered. from what I understand.
And from what I understand, in these incidents, they will save the symbiont at risk of the host.
Yes. But in this case, they didn't have to risk the host to save the symbiont.
We don't know if they saved the symbiont.
It's alive. It's just not responsive.
Add it to the list, Izzy.
Oh. I hadn't considered that.
Add it to the list of abnormalities.
It would be shorter to make a list of non-abnormalities.
We can make many lists.
I would like to.
I already have.
We can go over that after training.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling
Yeah.
less, actually. I can
That's
frame
good.
it that way. Yes,
I-
I'm aware.
I need to make another stop. You already got your turn. So,
Oh, I've already given any turns that I plan.
I know. But I'm going to go tell the captain, and then I'm going to go find our good doctor. Call if you need anything.
Of course.
And thank you.
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Yes. I head back in. She will just need a moment outside. But she'll be okay.
Don't tell the captain how I am. The captain has no spoons.
I'm letting her know not to worry. But I'm glad to see that you are okay or recovering. I can't begin to put myself in your shoes.
You all seem to have everything under control.
Well, it's all relative. But I actually need to go have a conversation with our doctor.
Of course.
So I will leave you with the commander. I'm sure you have much to discuss.
Yes.
And I'm going to go find Kate. And I go find Kate.
Stick with you in sick bay for a minute.
Okay.
You gonna say anything else to the captain?
Yeah. Captain, I think perhaps we need to have a conversation that, while Sirius may help take your mind off the situation.
I appreciate your optimism, XO.
Well, we'll see. Maybe by talking about something so serious, you won't have a choice. I have concerns about the senior staff.
It's all a grand mess, isn't it? Everything since the start of this mission, the assignment of the senior staff, the wild goose chase.
Now, it's a bit more basic, my concern.
Your face.
I'm worried that some, if not all, the senior staff and the junior staff is operating under an illusion that what we're doing does not have an aspect of fatality to it, and almost inevitably people on the ship will die. It may happen that I may die. Or you.
I have to say, your bedside manner leaves somewhat to be desired.
Yes, but this is no. I understand. It's dark. But it's an aspect of command that everybody must understand. That Starfleet is, by its very nature, dangerous. And outside of ships that do milk runs, there are casualties. They cannot be avoided. It is inevitable. And while in every situation we will do everything we can to protect as many lives as possible, as you have discovered, rather maybe too directly, it's going to happen sooner or later. And we're not ready. Psychologically.
So what are you proposing?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I just know that even back when I watched the propaganda videos of days gone by, they still showed how any crewman at any moment could be killed like that.
Of course.
Just by going to a planet.
Of course. We have precautions built into our processes, parameters, lacing all of our regulations designed to protect against the inevitable, as you say.
Yeah.
So maybe we lean into it. Maybe you lean into it. Maybe the Mazu leans into the darkness. Go rogue. Who cares?
Welcome to the Suicide Squad.
I don't know if nihilism is the perfect response.
Well, I'm glad that you are in a position of leadership now to make that call.
I do think accepting the danger is part of it.
Yes.
And knowing that it's all for a greater purpose.
A greater purpose. You know, I gave that pep talk to Cade earlier. Hours, days. My sense of time is not cohesive right now. What you believe in speech. And is it Starfleet? But you have to find it for yourself. It sounded good, I'm sure. I've given it so many times that it was practically muscle memory at this point. And I feel now that it's just us in the room. I apologize, I'm lazy. I don't have the strength or motivation to put on that brave face. Leadership does suit you. The Mazu is lucky to have you to guide them at this point. Even Captain Archer seems to think that I'll be somehow ready to get back in action when this is over, passable. In confidence, though, I don't know if I share his optimism. Lean into the darkness, indeed.
The Mauser's your ship. Until they say it isn't, until you say it isn't, it's your ship. And I'm not going to give you a pep talk. I gave Cade the same pep talk you did, practically, for all the good it's done. I don't think either of us need that. And I don't think you need to put on a face for me at any point. Just be honest, like you're doing now. If you end up on the ship, I'll be your XO, and if you don't, I'll do what Starfleet says.
A measured response.
No.
Can I bring Captain Ral like a coffee, or like a soup, like a
Sure.
nice, comforting soup?
Yeah.
tea.
Nice broth.
Absolutely.
Like a green tea though, with some caffeine.
I actually love the idea of you just walking in there in the middle of this being like, here, have some soup.
Yeah. Can I also
It's
just
soup.
recommend to Commander Newman that perhaps we've spent enough of.
I was waiting for time to pass. Actually, this might have been the conversation that was happening while y'all were in the hallway.
Yeah,
fair.
maybe so.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to hear the conversation. Let's say you do that. You come in with some soup and say like, hey, we're going to leave you to drink your soup.
Oh, is that a subtle way of telling me it's time to go?
It's not subtle.
Is that your way of telling me it's time to go get thrown around?
Morgan,
It's time to go get thrown
ever
around.
Let's
been
get thrown
subtle
around.
Ever?
Yes, she has. I have layers.
That layers. You
Like
are
coffee.
at Cade's quarters.
Yeah. Well,
Space doorbell.
I don't remember what it actually sounds like, so.
I open.
Hi.
Hi,
As requested.
come on in. It's not as spacious as
Yeah, what?
what I had on the ship, but I don't think they were planning on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing some drills in a bit. So I'm afraid I can't join you. But and I pull out the bottle and set it down.
Well, maybe we can save it for after. I don't want you to go into
Sure.
anything intoxicated.
How are you?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I'm playing out every scenario in my head, and everything's just darkness and question marks. I don't know if it was a mistake to leave. I don't know if it would be a mistake to come back. I don't know if I'm more needed here or elsewhere, or if I need
Well,
to be here more, or to go home and take care of my life there.
I will say quite selfishly that I do feel like we need you. But, as you said, it's a question of where you're needed more. You got thrown in the deep end with rocks tied to your feet. And, I know that I could help, and I think some others would also be willing to help. Help rectify the. You got nothing. You got no training. You haven't been to the academy. You don't know protocol. You don't know who you outrank. You don't know. You were part of a resistance fighting force that didn't have a structure even remotely like Starfleet, and you just got thrown in. How long ago did you enlist? Like,
7, 8 months.
months, less than a year. You did pretty damn well considering, honestly.
Did I?
You did.
I mean, I caused an interplanetary incident.
You got no,
the captain.
No, that one was the right call. That was not on you. If you hadn't made the call, the captain would have. She just would have taken longer to do it.
I've been fighting a war since I was,
Born.
in some ways.
I mean, that's all of the current generation of Bajorans, right?
We had it
You
easier in the valley They weren't as.
The whole planet
Present.
was occupied.
We just weren't. We were tending to people's
Yeah.
wounds.
You were just
We were
1
helping.
degree removed from the fight.
And I ran that 1 degree as quick as I could once I was old enough.
Understandable.
Ran right away from that fight with my mom. Oh, she didn't want me to go. You need to stay here. You need to help take over the practice. You need to be here where you're of use, where you can do something, where you're not putting yourself at risk. And I couldn't.
You felt the call. A young man in a whole planet that's under siege? That makes sense.
Thing is,
You want to talk about family expectations sometime?
I don't know if we've got that kind of time.
Oh, good. Look,
Thing
no
is,
one
as
said
long as-
anything to me directly, but I kind of get the impression that they're kind of waiting for you to come back, if you want to. I'm not pressuring you.
Thing about it is that as long as I've been fighting, I've been running just as long. Kind of the only two things I know.
There are a lot of people on that ship who have been running from something for a long time. It's a good place to run to. It's usually kind of a hole. Problem is the hole started moving, and now we're all stuck on it together. But I, for one, have been real glad to have you stuck in that hole with us.
Of all the holes I've been in,
See, it started to get weird in the middle.
Now it's super weird.
I was thinking foxholes.
Yeah, so was I, but then it just, you say hole enough times and
You
things
do.
just get strange.
I mean,
Look,
but in all that aside, semantics and innuendo,
I don't,
whatever I decide, I want you to know I was proud to know all of you and to serve with all of you. I've known great soldiers and great fighters and amazing people in my time, and the people I've met on the Mazu rank among the very best.
and you fit right in.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you do. You got some stuff to work out, but we all do. You got to see all my baggage out on display. I'll be unraveling that for probably the next 20 years.
Well, maybe Prescott's hiding out on Bayshore, and I can introduce you to my mess.
And we can finally get some decent Hasperat.
That. Don't mention that, because that might be reason enough for me to leave.
Well, Hasperat and your own baggage at home. Take your pick.
Have you seen the
Did I
captain?
hear a hail?
Did I hear a thing?
Who's
Is it that time?
I don't know. You have an answer.
Zodiac.
Aslar, I hear that you're not at the station. It's time for the simulation.
You know, I was keeping an eye on, out of character, I was keeping my eye on the time.
Understood. Time flies.
Well, it's been 3 years. This has all taken 3 years.
We've built a home on Starbase 12.
I'll be right there, sir.
Okay.
I gotta go.
Have you seen the captain?
Yeah,
How's she doing?
I'll catch you later. I'm sorry.
No, you need to go.
I gotta go. Can I go?
All right. You all eventually arrive at Hollow Suite. They're all waiting for you over there.
Ready to go, sir. Apologies.
Absolutely
for the-
fabulous. Commander Morganth, you ready?
Yes. Yes. That was not in character.
That's are you feeling all
That was
right?
Kate Caldwell's
It's
answer.
like,
Yes. Yes.
well, Haltsweet is there for you. I always like to throw a wrench in things, so enjoy yourselves.
A
He opens
literal
up the
wrench?
door. A literal wrench. You walk
You
in.
can dodge a ball, you can dodge a wrench.
Thanks. The
I'm so mad I referenced that movie.
Walk into the Holosuite.
Is this a Klingon thing that's happening?
No, it is not.
the Hollow Suite.
Holosuite opens up, and you are in a large room. There are multiple crates and things like that going around. This is clearly a simulation, but as you walk in, 3 Romulan soldiers appear across the way and draw their disruptors.
Neat.
And at which point,
Do we have
I'm sorry, is
weapons?
this in sim?
this is simulation.
Insim. Yeah.
In sim. Okay.
Simulation.
All right. Just making sure.
Locked them in a room with 3
With 3, just go. Fight for your lives.
Everything's been weird and
What you meant by
unexpected.
wrench was
I hate
Oh, we got
Yes.
this is live fire with live Romulans.
And they take position, and one of them takes a shot at Morganth. And misses, which brings us to Morganth. So I did make these sheets for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are all the actions you can take. Remember, you can take a minor action. First one is free. Any additional ones cost momentum. You've been able to earn 2 momentum through all of this stuff we've done so far.
Can I make a call for everybody?
You are kind of leading this
Yeah,
as
yeah,
tactical,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you can give
Yeah.
commands. Don't forget there are things like cover. You can tell
No,
them
I'm
cover
so sorry.
and all that stuff.
That's a minor action, right?
Moving. So if you want to tell somebody to get into cover, they can move to get into cover. Stuff like that.
I would like for us to cover.
Okay. So call it out for everyone to cover. You're going to take a minor action of movement to get behind cover.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get behind cover, and then you have your regular tasks you can take.
I would like to. Question. Do I have a target?
You have 3 Romulans.
I know, but they're not just hanging out. Presumably, they did something as well.
At this
But are-
point-
are they visible?
At this point, they are visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to take a shot.
What does the terrain look like?
He said it's got like cargo.
Imagine a cargo hold, an
Okay.
industrial
Yeah.
space.
So like we've taken cover in theory behind like those boxes.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right. And it will give you, if you are in cover, it will give you cover dice based on the density of the cover. And those cover dice will act as resistance against any
Sweet.
attacks. So keep that in mind. So you're going to take a shot.
Yes.
They have no cover, so go ahead and roll a ranged attack.
Okay. And then if I have hand phasers.
You have a focus and
As
hand
a
phasers.
focus.
You can totally use that focus.
Okay. And that means
If you
if I roll, it counts to one of them.
lower than your discipline.
Okay. I rolled a 1, so 2 successes.
It's enough for a hit. Roll some damage.
And then, that was all. Oh, wait, what is it? Is it security and fitness?
It is control and security for ranged.
Okay. And I get.
Just gonna do it every
It's
time.
Archer.
Zap.
Here, I should
Saying zap a lot. Just like I always do.
Ooh, nice.
Oh my. What you got?
She blows up Romulus.
So could this be live fire? Could these be actual Romulans?
No.
No, I'm just kidding, but not, 2, 4, 6,
wanna
8,
do this.
9, 10, 11, 12, 2 effect.
That's what I was looking for. 12, you said?
12 to effect. Holy.
Where was
Holy
this
Toledo.
when we were doing our last?
Grief is a powerful motivator.
Just needed to feel some of your
Clearly,
feelings.
the hand phaser is.
I mean,
Just
he
more effective than
drops.
their
It's
ship
like you
weapons.
shoot him straight in the head and he just drops to the ground. Out.
So,
Yeah.
She looks at everyone else and says, "Do that."
No, I don't say it with my words.
Say it with
Say it
your.
with my face.
Right.
Yeah, just
say it
like
with
that.
your
It's
phaser.
that easy.
Okay, the other Romulan ducks behind cover and takes a shot. So far, you still haven't moved, so you are out there
I guess we can't move till our turn.
until your turn. But they
I
miss.
stand still and wait to get hurt.
But they miss. And Azalar, you're up.
Yeah, I'm moving for cover.
Moving for cover and then
Like a
moving and then
I guess we have phasers in hand.
yeah, you have hand
Magically?
phasers.
Yeah, then.
No, not magically. We did this before we came into the room.
Okay.
Prepared.
I just was told that we walked in.
With phasers.
Okay, neat. All right.
You knew you were going to a combat drill. So
I did indeed. Yeah, so I'll take let's
shot.
see. So you said one of them ducked, one of them hid.
There's one of them in cover because it hasn't been the other one's turn yet. So there's one of them in cover and one of them still out.
So one is undercover. Okay, so can I create any sort of advantage for anyone else or myself? If
That
I
is
can
one of
keep
your
an-
personal combat tasks.
Yeah, can
There's creating
can I
advantage.
see where he went?
I mean, you see where he took cover, sure.
Okay.
there he is.
Okay, yeah. So I
There's
guess
also
we
that other
all
one
saw where he
that's
is, but like I can't do
hanging
anything
out in
to
the middle.
really.
You can
There
create
he
an
is.
advantage is one of your tasks. You
I
have
just
to-
can't think of anything that would be useful at this
Then I
point.
don't know.
So I will take a shot at the one that is not.
There you go.
cover.
Control and security then.
All right.
Difficulty 2.
Two.
2. That's a hit. Roll some damage.
How do I do that?
That's on your player sheet. Should show how much damage.
2 plus 1 if enemy.
No, it's a.
No,
it's
no,
that's
It'll be
difficulty.
on-
No,
it'll be
where
on
is
your
it?
weapon.
it's on your player sheet.
It's on the player sheet.
yeah.
But what does that mean? So I just roll 4 of
It's
these guys.
just a number, yeah.
So I roll. Is it 4 plus something else, or is it?
It's just
no,
whatever it
it's
says in there. It's
6.
just
So
six.
I
Oh,
need
yours is
another-
That would not be
Yes.
Phaser type 2. I have a phaser type 1 because I suck.
You're a diplomat.
And what does qualities charge me?
Well,
I've got a phaser
Why
type
can't I
1.
have a phaser type 2?
Charge is. It should be listed on one of the qualities
that
over
was
there.
your decision.
Charge is going
Yeah,
to.
I wanted the useless
You
weapon.
can scale at different levels.
Oh,
If
no,
you
but
do
yeah, I
a
think
prepare
that's
minor
what you
action
put.
before attacking, you can add either an area, intense, piercing, or vicious.
Okay. Well, that's not a thing I'm going to do right now because
Yeah.
it's the first attack. Okay, so I just roll 6 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I have been part of phasers.
Really? What you got?
3, 4, 5, and 2 effects.
4, 5.
Right? Yes.
Okay. You get a solid hit on him. He drops down, but then he hobbles back up and moves to cover. Takes aim for the last person left standing
Me.
out of cover. Takes a shot. Hits.
Aim at my face. Shoot me here.
Shoot me right here.
Newman!
Shoot me here. Shoot
Commander
me here.
Newman!
I'm the distraction.
XL! You're not a cardboard!
I'm here to be a distraction.
Commander
6.
decoy.
6.
6 damage. That's going to come off your stress. And
Oh, it's so stressful.
just like in ship combat, if 5 or more damage is done in one attack, you suffer an injury.
Ah!
Now you can avoid an injury by
giving
spending 2 momentum or giving me 2 threat. Or you can choose to suffer a complication.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Well, we're doing really well so far, so I don't want an injury.
Good idea. You don't want an injury.
I don't.
No, you really don't. Those are bad.
I don't want an injury.
You don't
Also,
want an injury.
With those stats, you don't want a complication.
No.
No, you really don't.
You don't need a handicap.
And that's going to bring us back to Morganth because the first Romulan got knocked down.
When do I get to shoot?
Oh, you haven't gone yet. I'm sorry.
No, I just got shot in the face.
Sorry, it's your turn.
My tactic worked.
Shoot me here. Okay, seriously.
I'm a genius.
I'd like to use a free move action or
Okay.
minor action to go behind cover.
Go get some cover. Do it.
And then I want to Zappo whatever
Okay.
I can, whatever's a target.
Take a pick. Which one? 2 or 3?
The one that shot me,
3.
because he took the bait. now you're falling into my trap.
All right, control security.
All right, here we go.
Difficulty 2.
2 successes.
2, roll some damage.
I get to roll 4 because I have the little baby.
Pew.
I have the little car opener phaser. 1
With an effect.
with an effect. How dead is this
this Romulan?
Not.
Oh, okay. So 0 parts dead.
0 parts dead.
I always, y'all, in almost every other game, I make a combat effective character, so it's really fun
Do not.
To play someone
to me to be like, I'm never gonna hurt anybody.
Morganath, you're up.
Is there one?
They are both under cover at this point. Now, cover, all it does is it gives them covered dice. You can still hit them, but the cover just kind of absorbs some of the damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go.
Shoot
I'll
again?
take a shot. Yeah.
2 or 3?
Yeah. 2.
2.
Oh, sorry. How does this work? Like, did I really take 6 damage to the face?
It's just going to be a simulation.
right.
Yeah,
So I just know.
yeah.
It's like laser tag.
It's like laser tag. Think of it like laser tag.
Okay, I just don't want. I'm just wondering. Should I be
You
like,
have been
ow,
injured.
this really hurts?
This really hurts out. No, it's not going to be that bad.
Okay, cool.
No,
All
it's
right.
just a simulation.
It's more like a tag.
The pain you're feeling is just simulated.
Ow, it really hurts though.
It's good
It's
simulation.
very effective.
All right.
2 success.
Roll some damage. So many dice.
5 to effect.
5. Okay. Number 2 takes a shot. Who's it going to shoot at? I don't know. Let's see. You. Takes a shot and misses. Going back to Azalar.
All right. So they're both behind something,
Both pound cover.
but I saw where they went.
Yep.
All right. I would like to, if I can spot somewhere that I can get to relatively quickly, is there somewhere that I can move to that would basically help me flank, give me a slightly better position, but without putting myself out there as well?
Not in one move. If you want to flank, it's probably going to take you 2 moves.
Okay.
So.
But I do at least just want to move.
Okay.
And I'm trying to determine if guard would be a useful thing to do right
Guard
now.
could be definitely useful.
Because basically that's just me hiding really well, right?
Yeah. That's probably, if that's what
Okay.
you're looking to do, yeah, I would do guard.
Then, yeah, I'm gonna move toward that flanking position
Okay.
and guard.
Okay. That's a difficulty 0 task for the guard.
So I'm basically mining momentum at this point,
Yep.
yeah. Sweet. What's the thing?
How do I want to do that? Let's do on that one. Let's do control and security.
Control and security?
Yeah.
I still
Okay.
think you've got 2 successes.
Oh yeah, I definitely have 2 successes. I'm trying to decide if there's anything that I could claim is a focus. I mean, is this like standard operating procedure and I could claim Starfleet protocol? No, because that's protocol.
Not really.
Yeah, cool. Then I just have 2 successes. So
Okay,
let's
so 2
keep that
momentum in there.
Yeah, good, because I'm gonna get shot in the face again.
Yep,
Old commander gets shot in the face.
I'm flanking
right.
so that Morganth and I can distract from.
There's going to be an attack. They like shooting at you. They hit you first.
I'm behind the cover.
They hit.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry about that.
Aim here!
So what's the deal with the cover?
So the cover dice, you'll roll. I'm going to give you 2 cover dice for this. So roll 2 of your challenge dice. For every effect you get, it'll absorb 1 damage.
This is gonna work great.
On effects. Oh.
Yeah, 0.
4.
We
Yeah!
got 2 explosions though.
Sorry.
I'm dead.
Oh, that's it. You're out.
Well, it's 3. I had 3 left, and you give me 4.
Yeah, so that's going to be an injury. So unfortunately, the injury is going to knock you down. It's going to be a non-lethal injury.
Okay.
So if you take any other damage, it'll be considered a lethal injury.
Okay.
Any damage after that, you're done.
All right.
And lethal injuries require first aid, or else you're done.
So it's
I
just
can
the 3
first
of
aid
us in
myself,
here.
can't I?
You're unconscious, though.
Oh, I'm out.
You're out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're an injury, so you are no longer able to take any actions.
And I just moved myself away from him.
My
You did.
face. My face.
My face hole. Morganath, you're up.
I guess, can I hide Newman?
He was hidden.
Okay.
He was not hidden well.
Use my face to hide me.
Hide behind his face.
Use
and
my
let
Hide
him
face
see
him
to
behind his
cover.
own
Should we
face.
guard, like, what do we do with him now?
That's a really good
Leave me.
question.
I won't. I'm not saying anything, but I really want to say, leave me.
Leave
You
me
can't
here.
because
No.
you're knocked out. I guess I want to. I mean, is guard only for myself, or is
You
that...
can give the advantage, or you can attempt to give the advantage to somebody else, but the difficulty becomes 3 instead of 2 at that.
So you're closer to him right now?
Sure. Since we don't have a map, I'm going to say
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Yeah.
You followed me.
Stay behind where you are. Oh wait, bad idea.
Okay, so this is the simulated area. You're here.
Now the one thing he does have is that he's not necessarily a threat. So the question is, are they going to continue firing at him, or are they going to fire at the threat?
Yeah.
Shoot the dead guy.
I'm gonna take another shot.
Okay. 2 or 3.
Shoot the glass.
Okay.
And I have one success.
Okay, that's a miss.
Some
2.
Shoot the face.
shoots the face.
What am I going to do with 2?
That is why we have faces.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 3 threat. He's going to attempt to create an advantage for them.
I don't understand.
Yes. What don't you understand?
Oh no, just you go.
Okay. He does succeed in creating an advantage. What he does is he pulls out a small device and he rolls it out into the field. It beeps momentarily and there's a blinding flash in front of you. At this point, you consider yourselves both at a disadvantage. You can't see, so any of your attacks are going to be a minus or a +2 difficulty, sorry.
Hey,
Okay.
you know what the upside is I'm not blinded because I'm unconscious.
That's right.
I do have a talent in crisis management.
Okay.
And then also I have a talent in telepathy.
So you can sense where they are.
Totes, yeah.
Aslar, it's your turn.
I mean,
No, you still got a disadvantage.
I definitely want to pop up and take a shot.
Difficulty is going to be 4 at this point.
Yep, to try to distract.
Don't distract from me. I'm unconscious.
I want her to be able to go
Oh, gotcha.
clear you.
I'll take care of me.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, she's closer, so
Gonna start doing what
yeah.
they do.
No,
on
I
the
just
other
wanna pop up and take a shot.
Okay.
I can only, I mean,
Difficulty is 4. You can spend a momentum to get 3 dice. You can give me 2 threat to get 4 dice. Well, 1 momentum and 2 threat would get you 4 dice.
okay. My main concern here is not actually trying to hit them. It's just trying to draw their attention.
Okay.
So I will buy 1 die and
Okay.
just see if I manage to get a crit.
Can I suggest trying to create an advantage instead?
Yeah, let's do that instead.
Yeah, that way you don't have to worry about that. Create
Yeah.
an advantage.
So let's
Difficulty
do that.
states 2.
Yeah, so create advantage.
Just tell me how you're going to do that.
Basically, I'm just gonna pop up, run for more cover, but just make myself very visible and threatening
It's
while
like
I
running
do it.
across the field.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drawing
It
fire.
is. Yeah, I'm drawing
Okay.
fire away from those two.
Difficulty 2, we'll do it with fitness and security.
Fitness and security. Come and get me, butts.
Fitness and security.
Get extra dice if you need it.
Yeah, those are great stats. Hey, 2 successes.
That'll do it. You will run across, and that's going to increase the difficulty for them on their next attacks by 1.
So was there difficulty on that?
2.
Difficulty is 2. Okay, so I was just successful.
Yep.
And then, so what was it? Increase their difficulty?
Their attack will increase their difficulty. So
Okay.
basically, instead of them having, yes, their attack.
Yeah, they'll have a harder
Stack.
time doing their next
Yes.
attack. Yep, cool.
Losing track of all the difficulties and stuff like this. Number 3 is going to take a shot at you because they saw you running.
Neat.
Now let's use a threat.
Even better. Pew, 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 pew.
Zippo, zippo, zippo.
Not only does he miss, he shoots his friend.
Yeah.
Looks
the
like
one
he
that's
was.
awake.
The one that's awake, he looks like he was a little confused by that as well. Holy crap.
Oh no!
Blows his
He
friend's
shoots
head
his
off.
friend and his friend drops down unconscious.
Let's remember that tactic. Whatever we did there.
That, one
That brings us
great.
back to Morganth.
And so there's just one of them?
There's just one of them left. You have +2 difficulty on any attacks because of the flashbangy thing.
We got 2 momentum,
Or you could wake me up.
or you could go take care of him.
And that does not count as an attack.
Would not be an attack, no.
But then that would still sit would that difficulty still count for the next round?
No.
Okay. So I am actually going to first aid Newman.
Okay.
First aid me.
Give him a little bit of the first aid stuff.
Maybe. I'm gonna try.
Einst
And
aid.
it's 2.
It's daring and medicine with difficulty of 1.
Great. 1 success, 1 complication.
There you go.
Great.
We'll,
My face falls off.
But the rest of you is fine.
we will say that you're back up, but you're so dizzy. All of your attacks are going to be +1 difficulty.
All right. This is gonna go great.
Azlar, you're back. It's your turn.
My turn already?
Yeah, there's only one of them left. so-
Oh, that's right.
going fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna shoot at him.
I'm gonna shoot at him, y'all. It's gonna be great.
I'm doing one thing right now.
I'm shooting.
La la la.
Go on. No.
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm still behind something.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna pop up, take a shot, and then pop back down.
Okay.
But I'm behind something. It's like, oh, you've been behind the
And
whole
he's-
thing.
And is he hidden?
Say
Is he
again?
hidden?
Yeah, he's on cover.
So like I can see where he is, so that means constantly watching won't help me.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
mean, it's kind of like if you're in a firefight and he's like, boom.
Yeah. No, I
boom.
have the talent constantly watching, but in this case, it's not useful.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna spin this and do this and take a shot because it'd be neat if we could drop him.
Is that a no?
What's the
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty's 2.
13? So nope, that is 1 success.
Not enough.
Zach,
It's a miss. It's a
But I still shot at him.
miss. Newman, you're up.
I want to shoot at this man, this Romulan.
There you go.
I don't
Shoot
like,
at him.
I don't like Romulans. Okay. I have to get 3, so I'm going to spend 1
Okay.
to get
An extra dice. Yep.
And I'm still at like 0 health, right?
Yeah. You don't want to get hit
Alright.
again.
1 success.
Not enough.
Wow.
So no,
It's a
I
miss.
fail.
Who are we gonna shoot at now? 'Cause there's 3 of you.
Me.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot at you.
You shoot
Don.
himself in the face.
Shoot me in the face.
Takes aim. Shoots
the
at you. Misses.
Come at me, bro.
Dice are really bad. Morganth, you're back.
Do you even phase?
She's being very tactical right now.
She is. I like it.
Use your tactics.
Use your tact and the fancy sheets that I made for everybody.
They're really good.
I think I'll post these on the website. If anybody
Yeah.
wants these, you'll be able to download them.
These are
So-
great.
Put 'em on Reddit.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
I would have to sprint and then grapple. I couldn't just grapple.
Correct. The grapple would be part of a melee attack.
Okay.
So sprinting, however, is a task. You would have to spend momentum to do 2 tasks.
Okay.
We have no
We have
momentum.
no momentum to spend.
Yeah.
We have
You
no
can
momentum.
give me
Yeah, I
threats.
could. But I would have to sprint to do the melee.
Would I need to make you sprint? Yeah, I think probably so. Because you're far enough that you've been shooting, so you would have to sprint to get to
Yeah.
him to the melee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shoot him.
Just shoot him.
Yeah.
Just shoot him. Okay.
And it's just the 2.
Just the 2. Yeah, that affects over.
Two successes.
That's
but
a-
3 successes because of hand phaser's focus. So 3 successes.
3 successes. Get a momentum
Right?
back.
Yeah,
Roll some
you're right.
damage.
This is your house.
It's not great. It's 3 to effect.
Wow, that's a lot of blank dice.
Thank you.
And she'll write your name.
So when you say 3 to effect, was that like a total of 5?
No.
No, it was a
It was
total
3
of
of them.
3.
There were
Yeah,
two.
two of
Okay.
the effects.
I wasn't
Got it.
kidding about the empty starfield.
Okay. Azalar, you're
Sorry,
back.
huh?
You're up.
There's a lot of space.
It doesn't sound like you are, because you did it twice.
I mean, I'm mad at the dice.
Stupid dice.
Anyway. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's
Hi.
saw that dice.
Can we be supportive right now?
I'm gonna be supportive. I'm gonna shoot at that guy from somewhere other than where she is and keep making him turn around.
Yeah.
Are you're attacking or you're creating an advantage?
It's still just the standard difficulty 2 to attack, yeah?
Yeah, right now it is.
But you could give her an advantage on her roll.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not actually gonna try to hit him. I'm making noise to try to create an advantage for him.
Let's say this then. Let's say that you are shooting at a control panel behind him to try to blow it out and create a distraction.
Oh, I like that.
So we'll create an advantage like that. So difficulty 2.
Yeah.
Roll with that.
Let's do that.
Let's do control and security on that because you're still using your phasers.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry. That was
13.
Control security
Control
difficulty
security.
13.
Can I assist?
2. No.
No.
I was cheating. I was looking at your sheet.
I mean, I'm assisting you basically.
Yeah.
So.
But can I assist you? Assist me?
Wow.
What'd you
Nope.
get? Nope. What'd you get?
2 18s.
Wow, good steal.
They weren't complication. Those dice are out.
Bye.
Weirdly, Izzy fixes the control panel. And
It's weird.
And the Romulan doesn't even look at it. He's
Yeah.
like, I know it's fixed.
Newman, you're up.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still at 3 to do anything.
Yeah. That's your
well,
complication.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do we get momentum?
Yes.
If I rolled 3 and it was a difficulty 2, should we get 1 momentum?
I think you had it and you spin it.
No,
Did you
Not that last. Not
Oh,
that
then
last
yeah,
one.
then you should have one.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've just been rolling like blood.
You and me both.
It's true. Having a good time.
A lot of 18s. I had 2 18s a minute ago too. That's great.
What else is around this place?
It's a lot of cargo. I mean, imagine just what
Are-
you would see in Start.
Is-
If you want to see something, explain it in a way that I believe it, and it's
Okay.
there.
I would like to, and this is partly to create an advantage for Morganth because I think I know what Morganth would like to do, which is get within hand-to-hand combat range.
Mhm.
I'd like to grab a hand truck. What do they
Okay.
call those things?
Okay, yeah.
That's already attached to like a crate and push it forward, ducking behind it, but giving myself and Morganth cover as we
Battering
advance
ram.
on the Romulan.
Okay, I'll let you do that. Create an advantage on that. If you're successful, then that will be a net +2 for Morganth on our next attack. So difficulty 2 still. Let's do fitness and security.
Okay, let's do fitness and security. I'm gonna fail.
physical.
I do fail. I got 1 success. I
It
needed
was a
2.
nice try. It was a valiant effort.
Well, I pushed the handcart forward, and who knows what happens next?
Who knows? Who knows what happens?
It goes off to the side. It's hard to control.
Bonk. Just like lands in a corner.
Taking another shot.
That'll show
at
you, corner.
Just falls.
Morgan. Success. You're undercover though, so you can roll 2 challenge dice to try to absorb some of the damage.
The black one.
black
The
Just
black
do
one. The traitorous dice.
You want 2 and you want effects.
Ooh, that looks alright.
What you got?
3.
It's
But
only
are any of
effects.
those effects?
It's only the Starfleet.
You need the
zone.
Starfleet badges.
So none. It's all right. He only got 2. There was a lot of empty fields over here too, so 2 against you. And that brings us back to Morganth.
Now she's just
Vengeance. Vengeance.
Yeah. So can I sprint?
You can sprint.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna sprint, it's fitness and security difficulty.
I want
0.
I want 2 turns. So I want to spend a momentum for the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can I
it's,
do that?
it's
Is that
actually
how
2
that works?
momentum.
Yeah, it takes
1
2
momentum
momentum
and
to
1
do 2 things.
threat.
I know. I'm sorry.
I want to melee.
Okay, so sprint first. That's going to be fitness and command, difficulty 0.
Yeah, one success.
One success. In that case, you can spend both of those momentum that you'll have to then try a melee attack.
Yeah. I want to grapple.
Actually, that'll be a net 0, so you'll be out after
Right.
this.
I was just putting him in and taking him back out again for no reason.
He's just playing with
Yeah, I
the
think that's right.
shinies.
Okay, so melee is an
Or,
opposed.
oh wait, sorry.
Yeah,
it
you
was
should be out
0.
at this point. You'll have 0 at this
So
point.
she got one
Okay.
momentum spent 2, so you'll have
Yeah.
Ah, sorry, I thought you gained.
And
2.
I have both.
Oh,
I have a focus in hand-to-hand combat, and I am a martial artist as a talent.
All right. Well, you're fancy.
But I feel like that does things.
It does
Where's
when you roll.
Did you get that?
Yeah, yeah.
If you roll lower than your discipline for whatever this is, it's going to be security. If you roll lower than security, that counts as 2.
Okay.
And then martial arts should do something very specific. I think.
Yeah, the
it's
talent's very
specific.
specific. I don't know what that is off the top of my head.
What is it? What?
It means
Martial
you
arts.
punch good.
You punch good.
Probably.
Yeah.
You get
punch
bonus punch.
But they're
So do I roll 2?
You're going to roll 2. It's an opposed attack. So yes,
Okay.
difficulty 1, opposed.
Oh, come on.
And this is
Daring and security. Yeah.
1 success.
Also 1 success, but since you're the attacker, you'll take the win on that. So.
Okay.
And you wanted
It's
to
called martial
grapple
arts.
him, correct?
Yes.
Grapple it is.
grapple.
Grapple,
Do you have a talent called martial art?
Yeah.
My talent is martial artist.
It may. Is it in one of the expansions?
It must be
Did
one of
I-
the expansions.
There are countless
Yeah.
forms. Oops, here we go. There are countless forms and styles of hand-to-hand combat. And the
probably
character has something of them. Mastered several of them. Okay, scroll.
And the
I'll
effect
scroll.
is.
I don't know. I'm still working on that. This
Turn it
Email it
sideways
to
so
you, or
you
did I
can.
Google Drive it?
work.
I don't know where I have it saved.
MA.
Yeah, I know, but I have,
Oh,
I have
goes
it
that way.
opposite. The character's arm strike attack gains intense damage effect. The character also has the mean right hook talent. They both damage. Okay, you don't though.
In real life.
Basically, it sounds like it would just give you additional damage for melee, but since you're grappling, that's not really going to be a case right now.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's grappled at this point. Aslar, you are up. They are grappled.
Okay. Am I correctly seeing? Oh, so he's grappled.
He's grappled. So they are difficulty on attacks at range is going to be difficult.
Well, yeah. You could hit your.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, I
built
don't want to
in.
hit.
Complication range +1 of other creatures within reach of target. That's English.
Okay. So since aim is a minor action, that means that I could conceivably.
You can aim and fire.
Well, could I aim and ready in case he gets free?
Sure.
Because I would like to not
Yeah.
accidentally shoot Morgan.
Yeah, we can aim and
I
ready.
am not
So
that
if they get
shot.
free, the triggers he gets free, you're going to shoot with the aim minor action.
Yes.
Done. Newman, you're up.
So Romulan is being grappled right now.
Yes.
I would like to. Well, no, I'm not going to be. I know it's simulation, but I'm still not going to be stupid.
Good idea.
My temptation is to be stupid, but I'm not going to do it.
We are being graded on
I'm
this.
going to do the exact same thing.
Okay, aim and ready.
Aim and ready, just in case, like, especially if the Romulan breaks away. That's when I want to take the shot. Is not as soon as it breaks away, if that's what happens, which I don't think will.
Right.
But once it's clear of Morganth, then I'm going to
I
take a shot.
kind of wanted to break free now just so both of us will shoot him right in the head as soon as it happens.
So-
Shoot you in the face.
With the grappled attack, he can attack back with a +1 difficulty. So you will have, it'll be another melee attack, but he's going to have difficulty 2. You'll have a difficulty 1.
Okay.
And he is going to attack back at you.
There you go.
Oh,
It's an opposed roll,
It's
so
opposed roll.
So it's your round.
1 success.
3 successes.
Whoa, shoot. Someone spent some threat.
No, I got a couple of ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your?
Oh, 2 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still had 3, so
Yeah.
you're in more.
Yeah,
successes. So, 2 damage.
Okay.
MBD. Back to Morganth, you're up.
Can I kick him in the groin?
Yes, you can make another melee attack.
Kick him in his space groin.
Or like elbow, I would like to elbow him in the face, actually. It's an elbow number one.
An elbow, an elbow number one in the face. Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Another
absolutely.
elbow.
It's another.
I'm gonna learn so much from this.
And her elbow has 2 effects.
So you're going to get +1 momentum on your attack. So if you're successful, you have a bigger advantage.
2 success.
Yeah, you totally do that. And 2 successes means you have 1 momentum, 2 momentum, because you get +1 momentum on your attack. So roll some damage.
2 momentum. Do you want to spend momentum for more damage?
How much melee damage you get?
900.
Not a lot. Not that much.
I'm sorry, yeah, it's phaser. I have an unarmed strike.
Yeah, that's your.
Yeah.
That's
That is
That's
that.
Oh, and you get a bonus for
Which
martial
is
arts, so you get intense damage. What's intense
Yeah.
damage?
Yeah, what is intense damage?
Let's see what intense damage is, because I don't
It's
know. off the top of my head.
intense.
It's intense. You really.
I can tell you what it is.
intensity.
Because I need it. Because I got 6. So
What do I not see? You need that?
I would like the intense damage that comes with.
I don't
Her
see it on my
talents
list
as
right
a
now,
martial
y'all.
artist.
It just says
Yeah, that
intense
must
damage.
also be in.
Yeah.
It might actually already be on your sheet with the damage you need, because I think that builder will automatically do that. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's for a different thing. Nope, no idea. Oh, no, it's not. Here we go. Cost to avoid an injury caused by an intense weapon increases for 1 by each effect rolled. So basically, with an intense melee, you can make it harder for somebody to avoid an injury, which they're going to need to do. Because
Can I spend a momentum? Can you spend a momentum for?
you get 1 damage per momentum spent.
Okay.
You want to roll another damage
I
die?
do.
It's just it's
It's
not a die.
automatic.
It's
It's
automatic.
not
You get
one. Oh, it's just- oh, it's a
and it-
one.
and it counts as a point of damage.
Yeah, because what are you at right now?
I'm at 6.
Okay,
So we've got
Yeah,
2 momentum,
up to
so we
8.
can get up to.
so
8.
you could get up to 8, which would wreck his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna spend both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's knock this stupid Romulan out. I don't like Romulans.
What does that elbow look like to the face when he falls down to the ground?
Elbows actually. So when you hit in the right spot, you want to hit right here. You send it across. You put your weight into it. You rotate. This bone can actually cut skin open.
Oh, yeah.
Like it knocks people out, and it. I'll actually show you a picture of how it's been used. You're not technically supposed to use short elbows in MMA, or you're not supposed to use these elbows in MMA. But there's like a shorter elbow that can be used, and there was a guy whose head swelled up so big from a short elbow that's what ended the fight.
It was super gross.
It was
Wow.
very
It was
gross.
super gross.
You know the one that it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So
I saw that
basically, you're
picture.
saying that
No.
this Romulan's head just immediately starts.
I'm saying
It's like Fist
it's
of North Star.
difficult to tell it's a Romulan.
What
It
color
looks like
do
a
they-
Ferengi now.
Looks like a
Not
The
Ferengi.
Ferengi.
Romulan right off his
He
face.
collapsed to the ground, and the holodeck program disappears as the Romulan collapses to the ground.
Cannot process.
Door opens. Captain Archer walks in. Well done. That was really well done. I mean, well done.
It's not my expertise.
It's clearly not your
really
expertise,
not.
but I think all things considered, you did well. I like the way you adapted to the situation. You
Popped
really
right
focus on
back
what
up.
you're good at, which isn't necessarily shooting with a phaser. It's helping her shoot with a phaser.
Yes.
That's teamwork, and that's beautifully done. Well done. Both of you did that. Helping your tactical get the advantage so that she can take care of the enemy. That's how you work as a team. Very well done. Morgan, you have to teach me that elbow someday. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. We'll be doing some more of these, but that's all I have for you right now. You can return to the ship. Actually, take the rest of the day, whatever you need. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you, Captain.
Absolutely. Well done.
Thank you, Captain.
It is on y'all. What do you want to do at this point?
I'm
Raul, what do you want to do? You haven't done anything in a while.
I'm kind of moping.
Yeah?
While the drill was happening, I'd like to
Head
go
over
and
to
visit
Raul.
her after, because after as he was, I was like, "How's the captain?" I have to go. Like my immediate thought is, I should go back and check on her, like I said I would.
Commander Morrissey comes to you and, Captain, there's Mr. Cade here to see you again. Is that all right?
Sure, send him in.
Okay. Comes over and
Thank you, Commander.
of course.
This was the same guy I dealt with before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm being overly gracious with him.
Yeah.
I pull up a chair and kind of like pull it around. So you might. So how's it going?
No change. How are you?
I'm better, I think. You gave me a lot to think about, and I've been looking into some possibilities as far as my options are concerned. And I am curious as to what you are going to do.
I'd like to say that I have hope that the symbiont can be restored. I'm told that resting is the best thing I can do for both myself and the symbiont. It's welcome for now, the rest. Have you been consulting your soul?
I've been trying to hear what the prophets have to tell me. And I feel like my path feels strongest. My path, I think, not to put too much on you, but I think it's with you.
Surely you mean the Mazu.
Certainly, but I think that's.
Can we speak freely?
I would, yes. I'm a civilian now, as far for the moment at least.
Forgive me for any lack of decorum, but my current circumstances being what they are, I've spoken with Captain Archer, I've spoken with the crew. One thing I can't puzzle out is this loyalty you've clearly demonstrated to me, not just the crew, but to me in particular. And just now you've admitted to as much. I've seen you direct the intensity of your efforts and your good intentions on different individuals throughout the time we've had together, but why me? Is it
Part of it is, I think, the initial you were not just patient and kind with me when I was assigned to you. You legitimately valued my opinion, my judgment, my background, my experiences, which was not something I'd experienced in Starfleet before. Beyond that, as we've moved forward through this mission, I know a thing or two about following good leaders. You're a good leader, and you have, if it doesn't sound too condescending for me to say, incredible potential to be a great one. And I feel like I need to be a part of that. If I can be even more frank and personal, as I've done some searching and talked with crew members and even my exchanges with Captain Archer have helped bring me to certain realizations that there are some unresolved issues with the strong female role models in my life. One the first one, my mother, I ran from to join this resistance that started me off on this whole path. And when my mentor was killed on New Bejor, it put me on the track to deciding to join Starfleet. I know you're not them, but I feel like I owe them a great debt, and they have had great impact on my life, and I know when to recognize patterns. And I think the debt I owe them can be paid in service to you. So if you're rejoining the Mazu, I'd like to serve under your command in whatever capacity you think is most fitting for me. I know there have been concerns, and I share them, as far as my fitness to be in a command position, but I'm hoping to rectify that. And if your decision is to remain off the Mazu and recover, then I'd like to offer my services as a medic, as a doctor, and I'm looking into getting that more official so that I can be of even greater service to my patients and to other people and other worlds and wherever this path might take me. But I think it's taking me there to support you and the great things that you're going to do.
I can't help but feel that your loyalty is perhaps misplaced at this point, only because the captain I was before this incident is not who I am at present. For some reason, I feel I have perhaps not communicated that, or possibly no one could even begin to understand.
None of us could.
Captain Archer seems to think I'll be back on my feet. You're offering to follow me wherever I go, Mazu or no. Did you know Archer is willing to make space for you on his ship?
I did not know that.
Perhaps it's not my place to say, but since you're considering all of your options, that's one more to consider.
I'll do what you ask of me, and if you don't want me along for the ride wherever you're going, I completely understand. And I'm sorry to put all of this on you, but whether you're Lenara or Ral or both, they were both part of the captain I met on that ship, the captain I recognized great things in. Losing a part of that doesn't mean you lose all of it.
I don't want to lose any of it.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to be here helping to try and keep that. My ego and my pride got in the way, and I couldn't even help in the limited capacity they'd allow me to. And that's on me as well.
Maybe not.
But I'd like to help. I'd like to confer with the Trill while they're here and see if there are any treatments or exercises I can help you with to try and stimulate and recover what there is of Ral. And if not, then I can't imagine the significance of what you're experiencing, but I do know a lot about loss and grief, and I'd like to help you through that too if I can.
You also know a lot about faith, do you not?
I was raised in a very my faith in the prophets is strong. I don't always agree with them, and I don't always I'm not always happy with them, but my faith in them is never shaken.
Perhaps when you go to consult the commission, you can see what your prophets may have to say about this situation as well. I'm open to any and all possible avenues of treatment to restore Ral. I have to believe that it's possible. If not just for me, then for the Mazu, for all joined Trill everywhere. I can only imagine how terrifying this might be to the rest of my people, that such a thing has come to pass, that a precedent has been set. If you can find a way,
I absolutely will. I think it's brutal and cruel what they forced upon you. And I think whether we can recover Ral or whether we show them how you walk tall in that loss, you will be an inspiration to your people and to this galaxy. Either way. And I would like to help you in whatever regard you need.
I reach out my hand just to kind of weakly.
I reach out to her as well.
I sort of pass out.
I put her hand gently back on by her side. And I notify Commander Morrissey that she has passed out and request that if it's not too flagrant, that I be allowed to stay by her side as her medic, personal.
I gave you a mission.
What?
I gave you a mission, though.
Oh, you wanted me to do that right now?
Hey, you're unconscious.
I'm out of
No, I'm
character
sorry,
saying
sorry.
this. Yes,
No,
yes.
I'm sorry. But oh, and by the way, if they are available, I would like to confer with the Trill Commission about.
Let me meta just a minute, because I'm
Sure.
still not clear where we've settled on you. What are you?
He's still a civilian at the moment.
Yeah. Have you made a decision to rejoin?
If you're joining, I'm joining.
That's not a decision.
That's my decision.
Well, she's
out
passed
before
out.
she gave you an answer.
Yeah.
So the answer to that question is, I'm sorry, but that's not appropriate in this situation.
In what capacity would I need to be to talk to them? What would give me access?
A medical professional involved with her personal care.
Like a chief medical officer on a ship?
I look back at her for a second and I turn back to Morrissey. Do you happen to know if Captain Archer is on base?
I can find out.
I would appreciate that. Thank you, Commander.
He checks real quick. Archer is on the Mazu.
I make my way back
To the Mazu?
to the Mazu, yeah.
Okay.
Permission to come aboard?
Who are you asking at this point?
Whoever I need to.
Are you beaming? Or are you trying to take a shuttle? How do you want to get over there?
I mean, I guess transporter's the quickest, so
Okay. You go through the protocol and beam over. And you're going to try to go to the bridge?
if I can, or if wherever he'll meet me.
Why don't you notify him and see what he says?
I'm sorry?
Give him a call.
Okay.
Captain Archer.
Captain, this is Cade Nahile. I was wondering if I could meet with you about some personal and some professional matters.
Who would you like to meet there, Mr. Cade?
As soon as possible, sir.
Well, I'm on board the Mazu right now, so
Have I transported over yet?
Yeah, you're over there. Where are you right now?
I'm on board the Mazu as well, sir. They told me on base that you were here, and I got here as quickly as I could.
Okay, I'll have an escort take you to the ship to bring you to the bridge.
Thank you, sir.
A moment later, security personnel comes down. Mr. Cade, let's go.
Thank you.
He escorts you up to the bridge. Once you're over to the ready room, the crew is kind of looking, not the command crew because they're still on the station, but the second crew is kind of checking things out. But motion over to the ready room. Door opens and Archer's sitting there. Mr. Cade, what can I do for you?
I feel like this is my new refrain with you, but I don't know protocol that well, so I'm not sure what the exact wording I need to go through here is or what the process exactly is, but I'd like to, if at all possible and as quickly as possible, rescind my resignation.
Can I ask why?
I would like to be of service, and I would like to help people who are in need. And right now, my captain and my crew, I think, need me. And I left them high and dry because of my ego and my pride. And I would like to rectify that error, if at all possible. And I think Captain Ral's needs are very pressing. So I would like to do so in a way that allows me to help her as quickly as possible.
Mr. Cade,
Yes, sir.
why did you join Starfleet?
Do you want the reason I tell everyone, or do you want the reason I've realized?
Mr. Cade, it's a question. And it's a relatively simple question you know the answer to.
I was running. I was running from ghosts on my world and things I didn't want to take responsibility for, and I thought I could bury myself in some kind of service, and I thought it would sound tough if I told people I was joining to fight, and there's part of me that did and is, but if you want the real reason, it's because I was running. The reason I want to join now is because I want to help these people, and I want to help the people that they want to help.
Or do you want to help Captain Ral?
Captain Ral is one of those people, and she's going to help a lot of people, and I want to be there by her side when she does it, and I want to be on this ship with this crew when she does it, and I want to be in Starfleet. I don't know if this is where I belong, but I think I need it, and if I'm being entirely honest, I think it kind of needs me, and it definitely needs her.
I want to be very direct and clear with you.
Please, I'd expect nothing less.
I feel you are damaged. I feel you are dangerous. I feel you are a threat to the safety of this crew. I feel that your self-pity is to a degree I have not seen in an officer before, and it is to a degree that I feel puts the lives of this crew at risk every second you're on this ship. Is that clear?
100%. And I would agree with your assessment 100%.
Then explain to me why you should still be on this ship.
Because I want to be better. And I want to do better. And I have not always... I was just talking with Captain Ral about my faith. I don't know if you can tell I'm Bajoran. I was raised to believe in the prophets. And the line I always give is, I'm not always happy with the prophets, but I always believe in them. I haven't always been happy with Starfleet, but I'd like to believe in it. The people on this ship have shown me what it can be. I've been running and fighting most of my life. I'd like to stop here and start helping.
Mr. Cade,
Yes, sir.
I feel very strongly you being on this ship is a negative impact on the crew.
I'll take whatever demotion, whatever position, whatever it takes, as long as...
Here's my question for you. If you want to believe in Starfleet, why is it the Mazu? I've got a ship that I'll be going to as soon as Ral takes command.
She had mentioned that, sir, and I'm grateful for that opportunity and that you would, given our previous experience.
You may have missed this, but I do believe in second chances. And that includes you. And I believe that your fixation on Captain Ral is unhealthy and dangerous. That is why I'm offering you a second chance on board my ship. At this moment. I have a feeling that Captain Ral will take you back. If that's your choice. I'm offering you a choice right now to learn what Starfleet is, to become a better officer with me on a different ship, so you're not clouded by what has happened on the Mazu.
I'm grateful for the opportunity and for the faith and trust you've shown me with that offer. But it feels to me like that would just be me running again. I'd like to see this mission at least through and not leave them in the ditch that I have left them.
Mr. Cade, I have told Captain Ral it's her boat. If she wants you on this ship, I will support that. You will have to go through the process of re-enlisting, and I will support that, but until she's able to take command, it will be until that point, because at this point I don't feel that it's safe with you on the ship. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. I respect that. Thank you.
I will address Captain Ral, and based on her decision, we'll proceed from there.
I thank you.
Dismissed.
I leave.
Where are you
This is after
after all the simulation stuff?
all the simulation stuff. Boy, I don't have anything to do on the ship, do I?
No, you're free, man. You can just hang out at the bar if you want.
That sounds awesome, actually.
Hang out at the bar.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I do a quick location check on him, learn that he's back on the ship.
Mhm.
So decide to go check in on her instead.
Okay, so you're going to check on Ral. Where are you?
I'm training.
You're training?
Yeah.
Are you like in the room doing melee work and everything?
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
Oh, I remember something I wanted to do before too, and I can do this while I'm at bar.
What's that?
Just catching up on the news.
Oh, just catch some of the news. Just see what's happening.
Yeah, see what's happening in the universe.
Yeah, all right, fair enough, fair enough. Catch up
I
on the
also
news.
journal.
You also journal. Sure. Yeah, you're journaling. You're training. While you're training, you're hitting your heavy bags, doing your work, and across the hall you see a man standing there staring at you. Nothing?
No, I'm staring back.
Staring back? He smiles and walks a little closer. Dress seems just normal dress. He's still kind of at a distance across the way. As he gets a little closer, you notice that his face is really scarred. It looks like half of his face has been just kind of burned off, kind of thing. He looks at you and he smiles and says, I think I need your help. And we're going to call it a day. Dun dun dun! Ba-da-ba-bum-bum-bum.
For symmetry's sake, I go back to sick bay.
No, it's over.
It's over.
No, it's over.
No.
It's
done.
It's done.
Pencils
We're done.
down. Pencils
done.
down,
After credits
Kate.
scene.
Done.
It's an online exclusive.
Stop.
Next week on the Mazoo.
Sit back down right where my ass was to it.
What did he say? I think I need your help.
I think I need your help. And on that, we're going to call it a night, like I said.
Yeah.
A lot of dark today, y'all.
all right.
Man,
It's
that
okay
was
to have
some
dark
soul
every little
searching.
bit. It's okay to have a little dark here.
The Dark Mazu.
The Dark Mazu. It's like the Mirror Universe Mazu. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, that's all I've got. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you all for dealing with some dark character stuff. We actually saw Morganth kind of like have some emotional moments at a moment there. That was kind of interesting and fun and exciting. And everybody, I'm still not sure what's happening with Cade. Still not sure, but Rawl, see what's gonna
Well,
happen.
now Raw has to wake up first.
We're gonna find out next week what's going on.
Man.
Now we're gonna find out what I drank and what was in the news.
And at some point, we'll talk more about what's happening with Jennifer Prescott. I don't know. Thank you all for hanging out and watching. Thank you for watching on the YouTubes. Again, take the time to just like, subscribe, tell your friends, do all that stuff that it's important to do and do the things. Make sure you follow these people on social medias as well because they're pretty awesome on the social medias and the stuff like that. We're going to be back next time. So as always, make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Good night, everybody.